Every season of Survivor is a story, but sometimes that story can be told over the course of multiple seasons. Some players will have 2-part stories, while others can play 4 or 5 times and have a much longer tail. Why do some players rise and fall and never recover, while others can fall and still get back up and succeed? Today, we are looking at the rise, fall, and redemption of Cirie Fields, who first played on Survivor's 12th season, Panama, aka Exile Island.
39 days, 16 people, 1 survivor.
Cirie Fields, a 35-year-old nurse, was a castaway on Survivor Exile Island, and whether she, or even we as an audience knew it or not, Cirie would evolve from a couch potato to a dominant strategic force that would help shape the evolution of Survivor and ultimately go on to become a legend that most fans love. So how does this all originate on this 12th season of Survivor? Let's find out. Survivor Exile Island begins with everyone separated into 4 tribes, a real first for Survivor, but the kicker is how the tribes are split by age and sex. It is 16 players spread across 4 tribes, so the younger men are on a separate tribe from the older men, and the younger women are on a separate tribe from the older women. However, Cirie is confused. How did she end up on the older women's tribe at only 35 years old? After all, the oldest woman on the younger women's tribe is 31, and the oldest man on the younger men's tribe is 32. How is the cutoff in that 3-year gap between 32 and 35?
I'm on the road. Why do you think I'm older? I look older.
Right away, Jeff says, welcome to this season's twist, Exile Island. It was a 1-episode twist in season 10 Palau, but now this thing is fully fleshed out. 1 and sometimes 2 people will be stranded here at a time. We are currently standing on it, and somewhere here is this season's idol, which can be used through the final 4 and can be played after the votes are read. Basically a super immunity idol. The 4 tribes then compete in a challenge to see who will not get Flint, and Cirie's tribe ekes out a victory with Ruth Marie.
Ruth Marie back with the final amulet for the older women. Older women, older men, younger men all have amulets.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
At the older women's camp, they get to work right away on building a shelter, and we learned something very important about Cirie that seems a little weird considering the show she is on, but she hates nature.
There was a pot and a machete. The machete kind of scared me a little bit. I thought we might have to clear an area to build a house or something. And clearing areas kind of scare me because when you clear the area, the things that used to live there come out. And I'm not good with things.
In fact, she hates leaves because when they are picked up or flipped over, bugs could be attached to them, and she is not a fan. We then see the rest of the tribe learn this fact, and they're confused, like, did Cirie know she was going on Survivor and not Big Brother? You have to be ready for these basic things like nature and leaves.
I don't think Cirie's had a lot of outdoor experience. Heck, we went to gather leaves to make a cushion for our bed tonight, and she said she hates leaves. Didn't anyone tell her what show she was going on? I'm like thinking leaves are the least of your problem, honey.
At the immunity challenge, despite having a lead at one point, the older women blow it and lose. So back at camp, Cirie is nervous that she could be first, and that is very much likely. However, for some reason that is unknown to Cirie, Tina keeps wandering off by herself and isn't communicating with anyone else about strategy. So Cirie smartly gets in Ruth Marie's ear and sways her to want to vote Tina out.
I don't like to say that I'm gunning for anyone, but I don't want to go home. So I'm gonna try to get rid of the lumberjack lady. Melinda, she says she's with us. And I think Tina's starting to aggravate her just a little bit because she was like, I mean, I really like her, but she's kind of loud.
Cirie then makes a point to show her tribe that, hey, we can survive without Tina. I'm not such a burden. The whole leaf thing, nah, not a big deal. Tina is not necessary for us to move forward. At Tribal Council, Cirie is talking about her experience with camping, and as you might have guessed, based on her fear of bugs and leaves, she has never camped and says to fellow couch potatoes to just stay on the couch. This is much tougher than it looks.
I've never lived outdoors. I've never even slept outdoors. So for the people at home that are like me on the couch, stay on the couch.
Completely agree.
Seriously.
It is time to vote, and when Cirie votes for Tina, she says they simply just didn't click, and as it turns out, Cirie's game plan worked, and Tina is gone in a 3-1 vote.
Tina, the tribe has spoken.
That is it for the premiere of Survivor Exile Island, and so far, Cirie is definitely a major character. We only got to know 2 people on the older women's tribe well, and one was just voted off. Cirie's screen time was significant and important, and the story clearly wants us to get to know her and root for her. She says how her life was boring before. She usually just sits on the couch and has never slept outdoors one night in her life, and survival-wise, she seems like a mess. However, she did convince her tribe to vote out the superior person for them to keep her, a great strategic move on her end. Let's see if she can make it to the merge, because if she can, she is dangerous. If you want to pick what videos I make, then consider supporting this channel on Patreon. It is an optional way to support the channel and grants you access to see everything I make up to 6 months early. Link in the description. Thank you for your support. Episode 2 begins and the 4-tribe twist is done. Just like that, we are moving down to 2 tribes. Terry and Danielle are the captains of each tribe, and therefore they get to start the draft. And basically, Cirie ends up back on Keziah as she is picked by Aris, but then she picks Bobby.
Aris, you're choosing a woman.
Cirie?
Cirie becomes a member of Keziah. Your choice, you're choosing a man.
This guy right here.
Bobby joins Keziah.
Keziah is the clearly weaker tribe physically, so of course they lose reward. And back at camp, Cirie's like, crap, we've been invaded. Only me and Melinda are still here from the original tribe. And right away, Cirie says she likes Danielle, but Courtney drives her mad with the way she talks.
We have been invaded. I mean, some of the people, like Danielle, she's okay. And Courtney, like, I mean, you know, like, she,
I'm like,
So you're like Hollywood.
I'm like
gangster
Hollywood, man. I'm like near like Playboy Liquor and stuff.
But the truth is dire for Cirie and Melinda. They are older women, and unlike Ruth Marie, who's on the other tribe anyways, these two look out of shape, especially in comparison to everyone else, and the writing is on the wall for them both, and it will take some immunity wins and smart strategic moves to not be voted off right away.
It's like that game where you have to figure out what doesn't belong in a group, and Cirie and I are the ones that stick out. If our tribe loses the Coming Up Immunity Challenge, I think Cirie and I are screwed. Yep, we're screwed.
But Keziah does go on to lose immunity, which is not great, so back at camp, Shane pulls a plot twist on everyone when he says, hey, vote me off. I don't want to be on the show. This was a mistake. I want to go see my son. Cirie says, good, let him quit. She wants to be here.
Let him quit. If he wants to quit, let him quit. Just when we thought it was over, Shane wants to quit. You have people begging to stay here. If somebody wants to quit, let him quit.
Cirie, of course, doesn't care whether Shane stays or goes. He isn't aligned with her, but Aris is aligned with Shane and he convinces him not to quit, putting the target back on Cirie and Melinda. At Tribal Council, Jeff says, how disappointing would it be to go out on day 6, Cirie? And she says her family may be proud, but she wouldn't be.
My family might not be disappointed, but I would be disappointed for them, because part of the reason I came here was to help them.
However, in a stroke of luck, Melinda is voted out 5-2, and Bruce takes her spot since he was on Exile Island since he didn't get picked by another tribe.
Melinda, tribe has spoken.
Episode 3 sees Keziah losing yet again as reward does not go their way, and then back at camp, Shane goes a bit nuts and he might be insane.
This is my Shane's thinking seat. It's mine for the rest of the... Please, actually, could no one else sit on my thinking seat? Please.
Why does it have to be yours?
Because I picked it. You want this one? I'll go get another one! I want one! This one! If you want this one, I'll go get another one! I just want mine! This one!
Cirie has figured out that the majority alliance on this tribe is Aris, Shane, Danielle, and Courtney, and she doesn't get it. She cannot fathom how this alliance stays together considering how crazy they all are together and how much they fight and bicker.
With Courtney and Shane, there's always something. the funny thing is, these are the people that you guys decided to align with, and now you hate each other. How stupid is that?
At the immunity challenge, Cirie is a real asset as a woman who dominates the Lamina women, as Cirie goes on to win a crucial immunity challenge with her help.
Cirie's got to touch the mat in the back. Cirie scores first point. Bobby grabs her. He's dragging her to his mat. Bobby wins it for Cirie.
It is now episode 4, and Cirie says she was told by everyone that if they lose another immunity challenge, she would be gone. So it's a real good thing they won that last one. However, her game plan has been to sit back and observe as they all bicker and fight over seemingly dumb and nonsensical things. Emphasis on seemingly dumb and nonsensical things, such as who should do work around the camp. So Cirie is just staying out of that completely.
Things were planned and alliances were made, and I was told that I would be the one to go after Melinda, but it's just constant drama. I love it. Yes. So my strategy right now is kind of just continue to work like I've been working and stay out of the drama.
Cirie goes on to win reward, and as a result, they get to send one of the Lamina members to Exile Island, and they choose Terry. And while right now this is not that important, he does make a discovery that will be important later on in the game.
Oh, totally. Break the bottle and retrieve the hidden talisman. This talisman can be used to keep you safe from the vote of tribal council.
Back at camp, after hearing that fight about working around camp and who does what, you best believe Cirie is doing her part, and Aris notices this. But of course, the fighting for everyone else doesn't end, as it continues with Shane calling out Danielle for slacking off, which he is right about, though he's taking this completely the wrong way, with even Aris backing up Shane. But then he asks Cirie what she thinks, and she's like, I done screwed up.
I get wood, I get the water, I help you guys get snails. What are you talking about?
Shane, sometimes he has a bad attitude. I mean, I was a captain in sports, and you don't get like that, like demeaning you know. Why do you want to help them?
Cirie, do you think she works hard?
That should have been my cue. Start walking. But no, I had to stand right there.
I think I contribute.
What?
Not as hard as everyone else.
Not as hard as everyone else.
She does stuff, but some people just do more.
In a continually surprising set of events, Cirie wins immunity again, so we move on to episode 5, where they also win reward. That is now 4 challenges in a row, and with the reward comes a bunch of fish. Back at camp, it is completely flooded, and so, like it always is this season, it is darn near impossible to make a fire with so much wet wood, so they're going to try and eat the fish like sushi.
This is cool for us to eat this like this, right? Ew, I've never eaten raw fish. I hope I don't wake up in the morning with some kind of sickness or something, but they say it's okay to eat.
You never had sushi?
No.
What?
Excuse me.
Kill me.
No, I'm just shocked and awed because I eat it all the time.
Now with that reward also came some wine, and the next morning, Cirie is just doing some chores when she opens the outhouse they won to find Bruce hungover with the last bottle of wine in there that is now empty.
I go to Casa de Charmin to get some soap, and there's Bruce folded over. I mean, literally folded in half. And there at his feet, the empty bottle of wine. I would have to be dead, and someone would have to pour it down my throat for me to drink the last bottle of wine that we as a tribe won.
The wine fiasco becomes a big deal that is essentially pinned on Bruce and Bobby, which infuriates most of the tribe, who are looking for something to be infuriated about most of the time. And heck, Cirie goes on to lose immunity. So back at camp, talks are happening about who should go, Bobby or Bruce. Cirie's like, sweet, it's not me. At tribal council, it is decided that Bobby is going to be voted out since he's the most likely to flip. So in a 3-2 to 1-1 vote, he is gone.
Bobby, tribe spoken. Time for you to go.
Episode 6 kicks off with Shane blowing up at Danielle in the shelter. What else is new? Which was caused by them voting out Bobby after they initially said they would not do that. Now Courtney doesn't get to witness the conversation since she is sleeping down in the sand. So the next morning, Cirie says, what a great time to stir up trouble without any of it coming back on me, by telling Courtney just the parts that she wants her to know from Shane blowing up.
Told Danielle that he didn't want to be in an alliance with you guys anymore. She has to know. So Courtney decided, well, let's get rid of Shane. Wouldn't that be amazing, is what she said. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh.
We then see the core alliance of Aris, Shane, Danielle, and Courtney break up. Mainly Shane just leaves their alliance, but then Kasaya is at the challenge to win reward and immunity, and Cirie and Bruce are on the puzzle at the end, and it is close. Can they pull it off, or will they fail?
Step on it. No! Yes! Kasaya wins reward and immunity!
As part of winning, their reward is getting to go to a local Panamanian village and enjoying a feast. Cirie sees some of the local kids there and gets emotional just thinking about her family back at home and how she is here to give them a better life.
To see kids, that made my day. Just to see those kids, those kids remind me of my family. I saw this one little girl. She looks exactly like my niece. Oh, God, I miss my kids so bad. Can't even think about it. It was nice. That was really good. Much needed.
But then it happens. Now that Shane has a beer and cigarette, he's calmed down. He's feeling just a bit better. So he makes good with Danielle, and Cirie's like, not this again. How does Shane always do this with Danielle and Courtney? Winning this reward was a real double-edged sword. Had they lost, Shane was definitely gone. But with them winning, everyone's safe and Shane is able to get back good with everyone again. Episode 7 is a recap episode that has no bearing on the story. So we move on to episode 8 where it finally happens. The Lamina tribe is coming over on a boat, and this can mean only one thing: merge. Thankfully, Kasaya has the numbers advantage, 6-4, so they decide to.
They have less than us. We have more. We stay together. We get to the top 6. 1, 2, 3, please.
Right away, it is clear that not only is Terry the strongest of the Lamina 4, but he is clearly their leader as well. He tries getting anyone to flip to the Lamina side, but he doesn't offer anything they don't already have on their own alliance. Why flip to be number 5 or 6 on a different alliance? When he talks to Cirie, she says thanks, but no thanks. Flipping on the constantly irritated Kasaya alliance would not bode well if any of them reach the final tribal council. That would be one bitter jury. So anyways, Terry wins individual immunity, so back at camp, Kasaya gets together in a group and says who should go next, and Cirie labels who the target should be.
Nick seems like Terry number 2 to me, just physically.
But Lamina doesn't like how blatant Kasaya is with their group meeting and says they all suck. Shane says, I don't care. At tribal council, Nick is indeed voted out in a 6-4 vote. But more importantly is how he must have made some sort of connection with Cirie that we did not see, because he gives her his socks out of everyone. While Nick isn't going to be a jury member, that just goes to show how quickly Cirie is made good with others, even if we aren't seeing it. In episode 9, Aris, Bruce, and Sally win reward, and after they come back from eating, they talk all about it, and Cirie, despite the grin on her face, is just over it, but she knows not to say anything. She never wins anything. She wants to win something, but for now, she has to just smile and clench her teeth and say nothing. Terry goes on to win individual immunity yet again, so it seems like the next vote off is easy, either Austin or Sally. Austin is obviously the bigger physical threat, but Terry could give him his idol to save himself, which does concern Aris. So Aris and Courtney get into a big fight about who to vote out, and Cirie basically calms down the situation.
How am I not respecting?
Wait,
I haven't disrespected you one word, and you're calling me stupid.
Just relax. Go over there, help Shane with fire, and then we'll talk. Seriously.
It is decided that the risk is worth it, so at tribal council, Austin is indeed voted out in a 6-3 vote.
Austin, the tribe has spoken.
Episode 10 sees everyone getting to watch their tape from home, and when Cirie sees hers, she can't help but get emotional.
Does that make you wish you were home, or you just feeling better now that you've seen him?
I'm happy that I saw them, but it makes it harder for me here. But all of this is for them, so.
Back at camp, Shane has a medical emergency. Okay, maybe emergency is an exaggeration, but he does have a red spot forming in his man parts area, and asks Cirie to come look at it since she is a nurse, and she's like, do I have to? But she is such a good sport about the whole idea.
That's because it's wet all the time. Your clothes are moist. Shane is like a cartoon character, and now he's like a nude cartoon character.
Yo.
I'm eating.
So those who won this episode's reward challenge, which is not Cirie, got their luxury items, and once again she is annoyed by not getting anything and seeing them flaunt their items off. She wants to tell them who cares about your stupid luxury items, but knows this is the wrong move to make, so once again she just says nothing and internalizes it. Terry then goes on to win his third immunity. So back at camp, it is obvious that Sally, as the last Lamina member who's able to be voted out, is going to be voted out, but then Terry's making some obviously desperate moves by offering his super idol to others to flip, but Cirie's like, why would he offer that? He can't be serious. Giving up immunity would just be the dumbest move in Survivor history.
Terry, he's trying to win every immunity challenge. You mean to tell me you have an ace in the hole and you didn't just hand that over because you're such a nice person to somebody else? Come on, give me a break. I mean, I'll be surprised. He may do it. And if he does, that'll go down as the worst move in Survivor history, because then he has to win every single challenge.
She's right, giving up immunity is a dumb move in Survivor history most of the time. At Tribal Council, Sally is voted out in a 6-2 vote.
Sally, the tribe spoke.
Episode 11 sees Bruce with some serious constipation. He is unable to poop, and this pain that he's experiencing started in episode 6 after the Panamanian reward and has just been getting worse ever since. He seems to be in real pain. At the reward challenge, the castaways are tasked with filling out a survey to answer questions about the others who are on the merged tribe. They then have to guess who was the most popular answer to each question, and
Who would you trust with your life? Cirie says Bruce. Cirie did not vote for herself. That's too bad. Cirie was the right answer. Aris is the only one that got it right.
Later on in the game, Cirie gets the chance to knock someone out of the game, and when she strikes down Shane...
Sorry, Shane.
Cirie just like under the radar, gets her thing.
Shane, come on.
It's like, don't be such a hard
It's all good. It's all, I'm just having an emotional reaction.
All right.
It's all good.
Okay.
I want to go in a
All right.
jet and fly and eat a sandwich.
Cirie does go on to win reward though, and now that she has the chance to pick 2 people to go with her, she realizes this is not that great of a spot to be in, because usually someone feels burned when they're not picked, which is exactly what happens when Cirie picks Aris and Danielle instead of Shane.
We've talked about this. Cirie, we'd already talked about this.
We did, Shane, but it was after Danielle.
Danielle's your choice?
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, Shane. I'm sorry.
On the reward, Cirie says she picked Aris and Danielle thinking she would have the most fun with them, and that's fair. If you think about it, Courtney and Shane have proven to be the biggest nutbags, Bruce is currently hurting, and Terry is the enemy to everyone. She does get a nice mud massage and even enjoys a dinner with them, but upon arriving back at camp, someone has left for good.
We lost a member.
Shut up.
Oh my God.
Bruce, well.
Yeah. He's just gonna medevac out of here.
Shane is mad he wasn't picked for that reward, and this is the first time all game someone has really gotten upset with Cirie, and Shane just lays into Aris about how he feels betrayed by Cirie and says he carried her on his back all the way to this part of the game.
I am not going out before Danielle, dude. That bitch did nothing for 30 days against the goat yesterday. She's done nothing but be lazy and waiting and fed. And if Cirie takes her, that is not right. I have to put Cirie on my back, all 300 pounds of her.
However, Cirie does make good with Shane in a move that she didn't need to make morally, but was oh so smart to do strategically, as he calms down and accepts her again.
It was so hard because I know how you felt. Do you not think it was hard for me to not take you after everything?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Episode 12 begins with Shane going nuts. Now that it may not sound like news, but it is getting worse and worse as he now thinks a rock is his cell phone, and he never winks at the camera like he knows it really isn't a phone. He thinks it is.
I was going to the rocks today and I saw this thing just like that, and it was just, I was like, wow, it reminded me of my BlackBerry. It's got texting, email, phone, web browser. When I think about something I want to tell my partner, I shoot him off, or talk about my son, because my son can text on his cell phone, and it's actually helped my day. I'm communicating with people, not on this island.
Cirie then talks to Shane while keeping some distance from his crazy self, where he reveals that he wants to go to the end with Courtney since he thinks she would be an easy goat to beat at Final Tribal Council. Cirie's like, I guess Courtney needs to go next and she is a roadblock to me reaching the end. Cirie then does something completely unexpected of the same woman who is scared of leaves and bugs on day 1, and she goes fishing, and heck, she's actually successful at it.
Happy birthday to you.
Unbelievable.
After going on the reward with Terry and Courtney, Danielle is swayed by them and thinks that maybe this should be her new alliance along with Cirie. However, she also wants Courtney in the final two, and Cirie is kind of sensing a pattern here. Courtney needs to go.
Since their little thing yesterday, Danielle, they done brainwashed her, and I keep trying to point out to her, she wants to go with Terry and Courtney and myself, which of course I'll be number 4. Come on now, I'm not stupid. But why would you want to take her with us and give her first or second place? Some kind of way Courtney's going. Lead her.
Not that Terry was eligible to be voted out anyway, since he has a super idol that would just save him if he was voted out, but he goes on to win his 4th immunity. So now that is 2 tribal councils he is guaranteed safety at. Courtney and Terry say, hey, let's vote out Aris now while we have the chance, and Cirie says, sure, let's do that plan that you want to do, but let's keep it hush-hush and not tell anyone.
So we're going to agree, you, me, Danielle, and Terry all vote Aris.
Yeah, please don't say anything.
I
to
won't.
Shane. I mean, we're going to have to deal with it
deal
tomorrow
later,
anyway.
but not now.
Okay.
Okay, Cirie and I decided, Cirie and Terry, Danielle and I are all going to vote for Aris.
Knowing that 2 votes are going on Aris, Cirie then talks to Shane, who is adamant that Danielle gets voted out. Cirie sees no reason to persuade him otherwise and says, yeah, let's do it, knowing full and well that she is lying. But then it is all coming together as she realizes that 3 votes are being split between 2 people. So all her, Aris, and Danielle have to do is vote together, and it is easy peasy. So she says, hey, let's get out Courtney.
We're going to have to keep telling Shane that we're going to vote you. I swear to God, I won't vote you. And me, you, and Aris vote Courtney, because Shane is going to vote you. Terry and Courtney are going to vote Aris, and me, you, and Aris are going to vote Courtney. I'm absolutely positive. That's why you have to let Courtney think that me, you, her, and Terry are going to vote Aris. But if you want to be here tomorrow, me, you, and Aris have to vote Courtney.
Taking full advantage of what people want while making sure none of them try to come up with any other new plans by talking to each other is an expert move on Cirie's part, as Courtney is indeed blindsided in a 3-2 to 1 vote.
Courtney, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go.
That night back at camp, Shane is livid, but what else is new? He says, you lied to me, Cirie, and screwed me tonight. But Cirie, once again, calms him down, this time with more blatant lies of things he wants to hear and she knows is not true.
Okay, so in the next immunity, if Terry wins, then Danielle goes.
Right.
You're not trying to pull no fast.
Come on now.
Cirie's really gotten devious of late, but now it is time for the family visit. With Terry winning challenge number 1 million at this point, he gets to pick who does what, and he says Cirie's husband HB can go back to camp with her and spend the night. So Cirie's husband HB is secretly hilarious. Him and Cirie make a funny duo as she says this is all a shock to him as well. He's a couch potato just like me.
Do I smell bad?
Yeah. But that's okay.
We're shooting. Man down.
But Cirie says, I need to conserve my energy, so I'm gonna make my husband do all of the chores around camp, and HB's like, what the heck? I didn't sign up for any of this.
As soon as I got up, it was like, okay, we need to do the fight. Okay, we need to get food. Okay, we need to get water. And I'm like, oh my God, we just woke up already. Cirie and Aris has been working me like a dog, and it's bugging me a little bit. It's like, honey bunny, can you go get us some water? Honey bunny, can you get us some more twigs? Honey bunny, can you cut this coconut? Honey bunny, can you scale this fish? I'm like, oh gosh, killing me out here.
But as HB goes to leave, he expresses how proud he is of Cirie and says, this woman is my hero. But then at the immunity challenge, take a guess, Terry wins his 5th straight immunity and is guaranteed final 3. Now this is a tough situation for Cirie, and Shane is now the target. Shane is like, we're not voting me out, right? Which Cirie says, of course not, knowing very well that it's not the truth. At tribal council, Shane is then blindsided in a 3-1 to 1 vote.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have a chocolate ice cream bar in about 1 minute.
Shane, the tribe has spoken.
It is now episode 14, and on their way back from tribal council, Cirie just drops her torch on the ground without a second thought, and this annoys Terry because he can't see and it could very well injure him, and he needs to win immunities. We saw how someone stepping on a coconut ruined their game in Palau after all. Both him and Cirie then fight, and we're really they're just both in the wrong.
I can't see, I wasn't looking for you,
Right.
so I don't know where you want my torch to be.
God, this
so
just
did
looks
I.
like one of my kids, you know?
Well,
It's
I'm
like
not like one
dropping
of your
stuff
kids.
in front.
I'm not like one
You're
of your
not.
kids.
You're not. And that's why I expected a little bit more. Then the least you could have said was, hey, I'm sorry I dropped
I
it
didn't
right
know
in front
you
of
were right behind me. I don't have to say that. What are you talking about?
We could have come back here and celebrated our Final Four, but you knocked Cirie right away. First thing you do.
All right. That's fine. You know what? And you guys, maybe I'll go to bed and you can have your little Final Three situation, all right?
Aris goes on to win the reward challenge and he chooses to take Cirie with him. While on the reward, it is revealed that her and Aris are closer than her and Danielle, who seems to have defected to Terry at this point anyways. While sitting around at camp, Cirie's a bit bored and says, you know what, I haven't made fire yet in this game, so why not give it a shot? And
Aris would never expect me to have a fire going when he woke up.
Wow, I'm impressed. Cirie made a fire. It's awesome. Day one, Cirie out here would not have known what to do, and now she's come full circle.
at the immunity challenge, Aris wins the most pointless one yet, as Terry has the super idol, so only Cirie and Danielle are eligible to be voted out. It is basically decided that Terry and Danielle are voting for Cirie, and Cirie and Aris are voting for Danielle, so there is definitely going to be a Final Four fire-making showdown. Both men coach the women on how to make fire, and Cirie says she feels nervous but confident.
I have like mixed emotions about tribal tonight. I feel nervous and I feel like it's a really strong possibility that I'm going to go home. But at the same time, I think I'll do fine.
At Tribal Council, the expected takes place and the vote is indeed 2-2. So as the two women sit down to make fire to see who will stay and who will go.
Survivors ready? Begin.
The show leaves us on a cliffhanger, so we move into the finale where it takes place, and while Cirie does take the early lead in the fire-making competition, she doesn't really build on it in such a way that it is sustainable, so it ends up being...
Cirie, you gotta hurry. Danielle wins the challenge. Cirie becomes the 6th member of our jury.
Cirie?
Yeah. Tribe spoken.
Cirie came so close, and I think if she beats Danielle at that Final Four fire making, then both Aris and Terry likely take her to the final two. I think they view the other guy as a bigger threat than Cirie. Does she beat either of them? Maybe Aris, but Terry seems unlikely considering his underdog story and all that he accomplished. But for now, we jump 4 seasons later to Survivor Fans versus Favorites, where Cirie is of course a favorite and gets her second shot to win it all.
39 days, 20 people, 1 survivor.
We are back in Palau for the first time since season 10, and right out the gate, the show establishes that these favorites are powerhouses, with Penner saying this will be the Boston Red Sox versus a bunch of scrubs, and Cirie saying, hey, remember me?
People at home watching identify with me. I'm like the person at home watching on the couch, remember? I was the couch potato.
Jeff then says, welcome you new players to a season we designed to destroy you. Now, he doesn't say that exactly, but he might as well. We meet the favorites, which includes Amy, Eliza, Ozzy, Penner, Parvati, Yowman, James, and Amanda. Now, when Amanda walks out, people straight up golf clap her. But when Cirie walks out, thunderous applause. You can tell who truly are the favorites and who are not. But I did fail to mention one more person on the favorites cast.
The most infamous of all survivors, Johnny Fairplay, who already looks intoxicated.
I wanted to throw up when I saw Johnny Fairplay. He's a pig. He's a loser pig. I would just love one moment to kick him. One moment, just to kick him hard in the shin.
So, Fairplay, are you dressing like me?
You want to know what you're playing for?
I'm actually impressed. I like to know that you have aspirations to get out of your current place in life.
Wow.
Yeah. Fair play. Who says, of course I'm a favorite. He's so arrogant. Anyways, Jeff says, across the water are 2 idols, 1 for each tribe, and only good for 1 tribal council. Go. Yowman gets it for the favorites, and upon arriving at the favorites camp, everyone is immediately working hard on getting a competent shelter built. James is impressed, which is hard to do. If you saw season 10 Palau, then you may recognize this location as the same beach that the Oolong tribe lived on, whereas the fans end up on the Koror beach. Oolong, if you don't know, was infamously bad, so hopefully this is not a reflection of the direction the tribe will take. We do learn that 2 alliances have formed as well. One is Parvati, James, Amanda, and Ozzy, while the other is Penner, Yowman, Eliza, and Amy, with Cirie and Fairplay as the swing votes. But then we go to the immunity challenge, and of course Fairplay has to talk smack.
We're doing 3 courses for every meal. It's ridiculous. I'm getting fat. I've gained weight since I've been here.
Joel, you buying all this?
No. You guys are dumber than you look.
First immunity challenge is won by the fans!
Yeah, they lose right after the smack talk. Perfect. But get this, seemingly out of left field, Fairplay says, "Vote me out. I want to go home and see my 7-month pregnant girlfriend." Okay. So at Tribal Council, he is gone in a 9-1 vote.
Johnny Fairplay, the tribe has spoken. Get a hug.
That is it for the premiere of Survivor Micronesia. And aside from Cirie's introduction as one of the few who gets to speak to us and is the first introduced to the fans, she's basically a non-factor in the story. She reminds us that she is still a couch potato, and right now she is the swing vote between 2 major alliances. Let's see who she decides to go with.
I was awake quite a bit last night, and I heard the sounds of jungle love, I guess. I think we'll be receiving birth announcements from Ando and her little oslets that she's about to have.
It's silly, you know. Go get a hotel room. I mean, you've got to take one step back and say, there might be somebody awake. We are sleeping together in a cave, you know.
So should we think about working a little bit together? You want to think about that?
I definitely want to think about that.
Okay. We have myself, Eliza, Amy, Yowman, there's a core 4, and we needed one more for the lock, and that was Cirie, who just told me that she will work with me down the line if we decide to go that far together.
Well, that is certainly one way to get into a solid alliance. Ozzy and Amanda think they are being so sneaky, but clearly the cameraman who put a camera down and left it running is even sneakier. Also, with Fairplay gone, Cirie's vote is now more crucial than ever, and both alliances are vying for it, but the favorites win immunity, and despite previously being on the season called Exile Island, Cirie actually never went to exile, but this time she gets to go along with Kathy from the fans tribe. Jeff says somewhere in exile is an immunity idol, so while on the island,
I think staying here on Exile Island with Cirie actually is a good thing. Watching her from her season, she really grew a lot, and she's so sweet, she's so motherly.
All I was thinking is, I'm going to Exile Island. God, please help me find the hidden immunity idol. As an exile seeking the key to survival, look in a place where you made your arrival. Over your head, but under a rock. Put on your shoes and go for a walk.
Okay, you can come out now, idol. We give up. We can't get this close and then not find it.
I know.
spoilers, but they were right under the idol the whole time. So close and yet so far. Episode 3 sees Parvati's alliance say that their two weakest members are Yowman and Cirie, and they need to go. We then hear from Cirie, who says the alliance she picks will be the one she can trust the most, and at this point she isn't sure who that will be since neither side is really working that hard for her vote.
If I was in their position, I think they could do a little more for me, actually. No one's washing my clothes. I haven't gotten any special meals. I think if they really wanted my vote, they should probably do a little more. I should probably be carried like on a chariot type thing.
I'm just gonna put it out there. I like flirting with Poppy, so if that makes you uncomfortable, then I'll like stop. But
No, don't change.
No, because that's the way you keep him close, you know.
Right.
And he doesn't ask questions. James asked me no questions though.
I want to vote Yao. Because if Yao gets to Exile Island one time,
oh yeah, going up against Yao,
you'll never win.
Yeah.
So I have both of you guys' word that it's us three to the end.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't care if James proposes to you and you and Ozzy have little Oslets.
Oh, you know how I am.
All right.
Interesting. Let's see if this is a real Final 3 deal or if they're just saying that to get her to be on their side. Because so far we have seen heavy flirtation between Parvati and James, and well, you saw Ozzy and Amanda. The favorites go on to lose immunity, and Ozzy says, let's vote off Eliza since Yowman can actually help us in challenges. Shots fired at Eliza, but Cirie says, I want Yowman out since he is so good at finding idols. True, but then she talks to Penner, who says he wants Parvati out, and
I don't know what they've said to you about our trustworthiness or our desire to vote you out. I don't know what they've said, okay? It's not true. Look me in the eye.
The same argument that you're using?
Sure.
They use the same argument, so why should I believe this one over that one?
I'm not going to use any argument. I'm going to use common sense. I have no hidden agenda. I have no interest in voting any of the four of you out. That's the God's honest truth.
I know that you and y'all have y'all little thing, and if you want to stand here and say that y'all don't,
but there's only two of us. Cirie,
That's my thing.
I appreciate that.
Keep it real.
Hold on. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
I think that you and I have a little thing. Okay?
But
I think that Amy and I have a little thing. It's ridiculous. It's,
call it what you want.
Okay,
and being like that is not really going to get my vote. Seriously. Okay. I've seen everybody. I may look like I'm laughing and joking and playing, but I'm watching everybody. And I know that what you have, I know there's no way you would vote him out before me. I know it ain't.
I'm trying, you want to keep it real? I'm trying to keep it real.
I have. This is why we're having this conversation.
Well, I am keeping it real.
Well, that went wonderfully. Cut over to Ozzy, James, and Amanda, who say, yeah, we don't like how Cirie is basically bullying us into voting Yao-Man since she won't consider any other options. So at Tribal Council, Penner says the move that Cirie wants to make is just straight up bad for their tribe. And so, of course, they continue their earlier fight.
For me, Jeff, had I made the move that he wanted me to make, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
I thought you were in an alliance and you flopped and then you brought everybody over. You did.
Is this not the pot calling the kettle black? Whatever.
I don't know. I thought I was in an alliance with you until today I was.
Jonathan, I came into your alliance as the fifth person.
Were you in the alliance?
And I'm supposed to trust you?
Were you in the alliance? Did you say you were in the alliance and working with us and that we were solid and all that?
I did.
Okay. That's all I want to say.
I did, but I don't trust you. Point blank, period.
I'm only trying to make moves to make this tribe stronger.
I'm not doing what you want me to do. I don't trust you as far as I can pick you up and throw you. Sorry. And
Maybe
if you're
that's
upset that they trust me, too bad.
I'm not upset. I'm upset that you are going to now be in the driver's seat.
Because I'm not voting the way you want me to vote.
So I'm hoping that people do vote the way they honestly believe this tribe is going to be the strongest.
Everybody here knows it was split.
Right.
This feels a bit like her spat with Terry Dietz from the end of season 12, aka they're both in the wrong, but then they all go to vote, and who gets their way?
First vote. Parvati. 2 votes, Parvati. Cirie. Yao-Man. Third person voted out of fans versus favorites. Yao-Man. The tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Episode 4 begins with Cirie and Penner, either fighting like an old married couple or there is genuine disgust. I'm not quite sure. Why not both?
I didn't trust Yao and Jonathan.
Come on, Cirie. Yeah, whatever.
I wasn't even talking to you.
I'm sorry, I'm here. Truth is that she's much more manipulative and devious than I am.
I don't want to hear anything you have to say, really, Jonathan. And I'm trying to be. I don't. I'm grown. I don't have to hear what you have to say.
Yes,
Why do I? No, I don't.
Yeah, you didn't trust me anyway. You used me as an excuse to flop.
I'm just done. You know that I broke your alliance. I don't trust you. You don't trust me. Everybody knows it. Done.
Next tribal, Penner is Cirie's target, I'm sure of it. We then see James and Ozzy talk and they say, yeah, we should have voted out Eliza, not Yao-Man. Eliza's over there being sick, it's ridiculous. Us doing what Cirie wanted was a massive mistake. They then proceed to win the reward challenge since Ozzy channels his inner Yule and hacks the challenge. And then we see him and Kathy get sent to exile where Cirie doesn't know this, but Ozzy does find the idol, and then he plants a fake, which is just a stick with a face he carved on it. It's pretty lame. I don't think anyone's gonna buy it, so not really gonna address it from here on out. At the immunity challenge, it is Cirie and Eliza on the puzzle, and
Tribe stays intact is right. Favorites win immunity.
But get this, episode 5 begins and we get a tribe swap, and while Cirie does stay on Malakal with Ozzy, Amanda, and Amy, she is also joined by Joel, Chet, Tracy, and Eric from the fans tribe. No Penner in sight, he switched. Heck, during the reward challenge, Penner punctures his knee while chasing Cirie, but they still lose the reward challenge thanks to Chet. By the way, Chet is notoriously bad for losing challenges. He did it a lot for the fans. Back at camp, Joel and Ozzy talk about who they want to go first, and Joel says, I want to get rid of Cirie and then we can vote off Chet. But I gotta be frank with you, I don't know why Joel thinks he's so valuable since him and Chet caused them to lose immunity. Back at camp, Cirie says exactly what I just said, which is, if Joel's so great, why is every tribe he's on, they just keep losing? They lose all the time. Ozzy's like, actually, Cirie, you're right. Joel isn't that good at challenges. Plus, Cirie says Chet would be an easier person to make into a pawn later in the game. So at Tribal Council, Joel is voted out 6-2.
Joel, tribe has spoken. Time for the go.
Episode 6 sees Amy conspiring with the fans to flip and vote out a favorite. She says the favorites have not made her feel welcome and more like someone they can just ignore and trust that they're going to vote with them. After losing reward, Cirie is back at the camp complaining about having to teach these fans so many things. She says she doesn't want to teach anything to anyone. Amy says this fan bashing is getting pretty old around here. Upon arriving at the immunity challenge, it turns out that Penner was pulled due to that knee injury he got while chasing Cirie, so I guess their feud is over, which is probably for the best for Cirie's game. But then we see Jason return from exile and he says, well, I was on exile and I can tell you all that Ozzy has the idol, which means that Jason found the fake, and obviously, I mean, it was a stick with a face on it. Come on. But good news is that everyone now knows Ozzy has the idol. Good news for everyone but Ozzy. They lose immunity, and back at camp, Chet says, vote me out, my foot is injured. Okay then. At Tribal Council, Jeff asks about Jason revealing the information on Ozzy, and Cirie says it's possible Jason is just saying that to cover his own butt, which is true. It's a good point. Cirie doesn't know all the information, so this is a good assessment, but we saw Ozzy get the idol. So Chet is voted out 5-2.
Chet, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Episode 7 starts, and this is a big one for Cirie. Let's get into it. First off, she says Eric and Ozzy are like Simba and Mufasa from The Lion King. In fact,
I think if Ozzy was to propose marriage to Eric right now, done deal.
But then Ozzy says, I want to paddle out and catch some fish. Can you come with me, Cirie and Amanda? Cirie says, sure. I'll paddle, but I'm not doing anything else. She hates swimming, but then Ozzy takes this a step too far for her.
We're not that far from shore, right? We're not. Look, right there.
I can see. Yeah, you.
Nothing's gonna happen. Don't worry. Just trust me for a little bit.
Ozzy is about numero uno, and that's Oscar.
3. Oh, babe, you're unhappy.
So you'll have this little reef adventure at my expense today, but it won't happen again.
When Cirie wants something, she tends to get it. She has a way with people that is almost indescribable. At the reward challenge, she is leading her blindfolded team, but apparently doesn't know her lefts from her rights as she repeatedly gives them bad directions by saying, go left, and she's pointing left for herself, but obviously for them, that's right. And she does this multiple times. Despite that though, they still win reward. And while on said reward, Ozzy, Amanda, and Amy get a little crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, Amy, come on.
My goodness, ooh-wee. I don't know, I just looked over and there's like a couple pair of boobs in Ozzy's head, smack dab in the middle. I'm like, okay. The only thing funnier was Eric drooling from the side.
Back at camp, Cirie talks to Amanda about Ozzy's arrogance, and Amanda says she didn't notice it before, but the boat incident made it quite clear, which is ironic given in the same conversation, Cirie then makes fun of Eric and says she wants him out. Talk about arrogance. But then at the immunity challenge, they find out Kathy quit the game. That is 2 people gone earlier than the show planned, but then they compete for immunity and
Go! Go, baby, go! Come on, Ozzy! Go! Go, 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 baby! Faster!
I lost a lot of time right off the bat. Ozzy at the second bundle of puzzle pieces. Ozzy with a big lead. Gotta go.
Almost there!
Ozzy having no trouble on this bridge.
There you go!
Ozzy like he's on a boogie board.
Come on, Ozzy!
Ozzy heads out for that 5th and final puzzle piece for Malakal. Malakal pulling him back. Ozzy really working it like it's a board. Malakal already working on that puzzle with a big lead. Immunity on the line.
You guys are doing great!
Is it right? All right! Wins immunity!
Cirie and Amanda blow it so hard. Back at camp, Cirie still wants Eric out, but Amanda would rather vote off Tracy. Combine this with Ozzy not wanting Eric out, and Eric can't vote for himself, so that's 3 votes. And we know where this is going. So at Tribal Council, Tracy's gone in a 5-1 vote.
Tracy, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Episode 8 starts off very dramatic. I mean that it was filmed and edited to be very dramatic because Cirie and Amy are just out hunting for some crabs and they do get 8 of them, but the show makes it like they're on some murderous hunt. But then at the immunity challenge, a new twist is thrown at them. Each tribe gets to pick one person from the other tribe to not compete in immunity, and instead that person has to go to exile. In this case, Ozzy from her tribe has to go and Alexis from the other tribe. So Eric alone basically has to carry the tribe on his back for this challenge, and he blows it, though I can't really blame him. Back at camp, Eric is in desperation mode. He's like, I gotta save myself somehow. So he tries to talk to Cirie and Amanda by telling them about Amy.
How well do you guys trust Amy?
I don't know. Why?
Because she's been trying to get something together with the iRise since probably Joel left. She's told me about different alliances that you guys have had. She said that she was part of Yowman's alliance, and she said she had nowhere to go, and that's why she came to me and Chet and Tracy.
Then we merge and go right back to iRise.
It's either me or Amy on their side. I mean,
wow. You don't know who to trust here. You have Eric fighting for his life, who'll say anything right now, who'll sell his soul to the devil to stay. And then you have Amy, who's proven time and time again that she can't be trusted, that I can't trust her.
Are you telling him everything since day one?
Ballsy move by Eric, but he is being truthful, I will let you know that, and what he is saying lines up with what Cirie has already observed about Amy. Amy then tries saying that Eric is just saying whatever he can to save himself, and yeah, of course he is, but he isn't lying to do so. At Tribal Council, Amy lays on the waterworks that makes it transparent what her intentions are, because obviously she's lying and she's trying to cover it up by crying, and everyone recognizes this. So in a 4-1 vote, she is gone.
Amy, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Episode 9 starts and Eric says, holy crap, I can't believe I survived, but we need a merge so badly. And luckily for Eric, that's indeed what happens.
Make your way to the location designated on the map immediately.
We're merging.
yeah, I think we're merging.
Make your way to the location designated on the map immediately. Today is cause for celebration. You are merged.
With the other tribe coming into their camp, Cirie says this kind of feels like an invasion. Imagine someone comes to your house, sits on your couch, and changes the channel while you're watching it. That's what it feels like for her. Like, I guess it's okay, but it sucks. We then see Jason win immunity, and since Parvati and Eliza are having some sort of a rivalry, some sort of spat, I don't really know, nor do I really care. Just know that they're targeting each other. Cirie says, okay, I guess we're voting for Eliza. However, the first night everyone's together, Ozzy and Alexis are cuddling and flirting while Amanda watches. Something tells me more happened at Exile between Ozzy and Alexis than the show showed, because they didn't really show anything, but Cirie recognizes Amanda's jealousy when I don't think even Amanda recognizes she's jealous. But we go to Tribal Council and everyone votes, and hold up, Eliza has an idol?
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. The rules of Survivor state that if a hidden immunity idol is played, then any votes cast against that person do not count.
There we go, baby. Well, I guess this is the hidden immunity idol. It's not much, but it's the carving of a piece of wood with a little guy on it, and this is pretty incredible, so, you know, I'm gonna have to hold on to this tight.
This isn't it. This is so stupid. This is just a napkin. What are you trying to pull? I'm going home anyhow. Why? It's not the idol.
It is the idol.
It's not the idol.
Yes, it is.
Ozzy must have put it in there. He must have the real thing. That's not the idol.
What is it?
It's a stick.
I know. It has a face on it. Don't worry.
Ozzy put it on there, made a face on it.
No, he didn't.
It's not the idol.
Why do you say that?
Because that can't be the idol.
Why not?
Because it's just a stick.
I know.
This is not a hidden immunity idol.
That means Ozzy has it. Jason found it on Exile.
Jeff, come on. That took hours to make.
Wow, so earlier when Jason said Ozzy had the idol, he was unintentionally being truthful because Ozzy did somehow trick Jason, but Jason thought he was tricking everyone else. Brilliant.
Eliza, the tribe has spoken.
Episode 10 starts off with Cirie saying she kind of wished Eliza's idol was real because Ozzy being gone, that wouldn't be so bad for her game. But due to not being picked for a team at the reward challenge, she has to spend 2 days on Exile where it rains, and she already knows the idol isn't there, so she's a little bored. At the immunity challenge, it comes down to Parvati and Jason. Natalie tells Jason that if he drops, then she won't vote for him. And while Cirie has no plans to vote for Jason either, she takes advantage of this opportunity and pretends like, oh, Ozzy, what should I do? Should I tell Jason that? Because we're aligned. And Ozzy bites, making him feel even safer than he did before. Jason drops and Parvati wins immunity. Back at camp, Cirie says, let's do this. Let's crack some knuckles, snap some skulls. Let's blindside Ozzy and his idol. So at Tribal, they all go to vote and...
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay. First vote, Jason. Jason, 2 votes Jason. Jason, 3 votes Jason. Jason, that's 4 votes Jason. Ozzy. Ozzy. Ozzy, that's 4 votes Jason, 3 votes Ozzy. Ozzy, we're tied. 10th person voted out of Survivor fans versus favorites and the 2nd member of our jury, Ozzy. Ozzy, tribe has spoken.
That plan went perfectly. Since Ozzy didn't play his idol, it has been re-hidden at Exile with new clues. So that morning at camp, Cirie is sitting around and she sees the cut on James's hand and is worried. She says they're in a dirty environment and that open wound is bound to be infected. Now, what I failed to mention earlier with Ozzy's blind side is that Amanda was left out of the loop on the vote in fear that she would tell Ozzy what's coming. Amanda is annoyed by this, but her, Parvati, and Cirie all reassure each other of the final 3 deal, but Amanda makes it known, hey, one more thing and I'm over these 2. Now at this point, the women have all banded together to vote off the guys. That means Natalie and Alexis is part of this alliance, but the core 3 are Cirie, Parvati, and Amanda. So at the auction, when Natalie gets to send someone to Exile, anyone she wants, and she sends Jason. Why? He's the next target. Anyways, Natalie then wins a cake and...
I'll give them $20 each to lick their fingers when they're done.
Go. 3, 2, 1, and you're done.
How much you say you're gonna say?
I'd say $20 to lick your fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
Oh, that's sad. Something's wrong with that boy.
Back at camp, Natalie feels like a moron for sending Jason. Everyone's like, yeah, duh. Cirie says we do have one option. She says, Natalie, I have an idea. How about this? You tell Jason that we need James to lose immunity because he's gone next, making Jason feel safe. And also Jason will think Natalie sent him to Exile on purpose to get him the idol, doubly making him feel safe. So at the challenge, Natalie does just that, and Eric wins immunity. The plan is going beautifully, which is only further exemplified by this scene.
I looked over Barbie and we were like, run, Eric! I was so nervous. I was hyperventilating and like all of us.
When Eric made it, I jumped up like, I didn't scream though.
Are they evilly laughing at Jason falling for their scheme? Yes. Yes, they are. Cirie then directs Natalie to look through Jason's bag while he is out fishing to see if he has an idol, and she does it, and she finds it. Natalie's kind of becoming Cirie's right-hand woman. At Tribal Council, Jeff, for some reason, asks Eric if he wants to keep the necklace, and Eric's like, yeah, I'm not crazy. Of course I'm going to keep it. So they all go to vote, and...
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay. First vote, James. James, 2 votes James. Jason. Jason, that's 2 votes Jason. James, that's 3 votes James. Jason, that's 3 votes Jason. 11th person voted out of Survivor fans versus favorites and the 3rd member of our jury, Jason. Jason, the tribe has spoken.
Another perfect plan. First Ozzy, now Jason. Natalie has also proved to be very useful to do Cirie's bidding as well. Episode 12 sees James get his finger inspected and the doctors say, yeah, it's infected. And Cirie's like, duh. We also see Alexis bang her knee pretty hard and Cirie says, 2 people possibly could be pulled early. This is good for my game. I feel bad, but not really. It's good for my game. But guess what? It's family visit time, and that means we get to see her husband, HB, again.
I brought you this.
Now, HB was the best part of the family visit on her first season, but unfortunately here, he doesn't really get any screen time. Alexis wins her reward and she takes Cirie and Natalie with her. And I'm not sure how to say this, but they all get to swim with these jellyfish who don't sting. It's the exact same reward Oolong got in season 10. And the show tries to have Cirie give a confessional about her growth as a person, how she's not scared of things in the wilderness anymore, but Cirie is not convincing here.
I think it might have been a breakthrough for me to swim with the jellyfish because it kind of like opened my eyes a little bit, like everything is not a threat. Maybe it's changed me a little bit as to being afraid of every little thing.
Yeah, I don't buy that. Cirie, if she wants to be convincing, can be, but here, maybe she's doing her best, but I'm not convinced. We then see James get pulled from the game due to his infection. That is now 3 players pulled earlier than the show expected. And Eric is the last man standing. They need him to lose immunity or a woman will be voted off next. So what happens?
Eric with his first bottle. Eric connects again. Eric with his second bottle. If you hit your 3rd bottle, you win immunity. Eric does it. Eric wins immunity. Eric is safe at tonight's vote. One of you 5 women going home tonight.
Great. So back at camp, Amanda says, while I was on Exile, I didn't find the idol. And I will let you know, she's telling the truth. She didn't find any idols on Exile. Eric, Natalie, and Alexis then approach Cirie and say, we're voting Amanda. Vote with us or it's going to be a tie. And a tie means it's a rock draw. Cirie says, crap, I'm between a rock draw and a hard place. Amanda talks to Cirie and says, why not do the tie? And Cirie says, do you think I'm lucky enough to survive a potential rock draw? Are you crazy? And what I personally think is crazy is how that one rock draw in season 4 is still having these long lasting effects into Survivor. No one wants to try it again. However, Cirie shoots Amanda straight and doesn't BS her and says, yeah, we're probably going to vote you out. And Amanda appreciates this. So at Tribal Council, and this is news to Cirie by the way, Amanda puts Eric on blast in front of the jury saying how he flip-flops and lies because Amanda is some patron saint of morals and truthfulness, but we'll address that in her video. This is some serious sarcasm I'm trying to lay on thick. But for now, everyone goes to vote and...
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so.
About that, Jeff. I got it.
This is a hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast for Amanda do not count. First vote, Amanda, does not count. Amanda, does not count. Amanda, does not count. Amanda, does not count. Alexis, 12th person voted out a survivor and the 5th member of our jury. Alexis, the tribe has spoken.
So technically, Amanda was telling the truth earlier. The idol wasn't on Exile. It was at their camp. She just got the clues on Exile. Episode 13 starts with Cirie saying these tribals are getting out of hand, but on the plus side, Amanda says she can now trust Cirie because she didn't BS her even when she thought she was going. Eric then wins reward and he sends Parvati to Exile and takes Amanda with him on reward, where we see Amanda clearly manipulating him as she says, oh Eric, you've redeemed yourself now. Back at camp, Natalie is seething. She says Eric promised to send me to Exile, and Cirie feeds right into this like Palpatine in Star Wars.
Eric is a little weasel. To me, where does his loyalty lie? If he told you he'd take you, and he told her he'd take her, and he took her, but she's the one he's gonna vote out. I was kind of just yanking Natalie around a little bit, which is fun for me because it's killing her. She thinks she has Eric in her pocket. The only pleasure I'm getting out of today and not going on the reward is seeing Natalie stress out over Eric taking Amanda. and Parvati being on Exile.
Upon Eric and Amanda arriving back at camp, Cirie talks to him and Natalie sneaks up and listens. Based on the angles shown, Cirie had to see Natalie walk up, but Eric clearly doesn't, which makes Cirie flushing out who his ideal final three is with Natalie listening all that more perfect and evil, because he says his final three is Cirie and Parvati. So, at the immunity challenge, we need anyone to win but Eric.
Eric crossed his first 2 ropes. He's digging for those puzzle pieces. Eric has his first bag, heading back to solve his first puzzle. Eric has solved his first puzzle, heading back out with another set of coordinates. Oh, baby. Eric has his second bag of puzzle pieces.
Whitefish bird, seagull, turtle, whitefish bird, seagull. Turtle, whitefish bird, seagull.
Eric with a big lead now. Amanda, Cirie, still digging. Eric lines up his ropes, digging for that third and final bag of puzzle pieces. Eric has his third and final bag of puzzle pieces. Eric thinks he has it. Guaranteed final 4. Eric wins immunity once again. And with this around your neck, you are safe at tonight's Tribal Council. Eric is guaranteed a spot in the final 4.
Well, that went wonderfully, I guess. Back at camp, everyone says, sorry, Natalie, you're the next to go. That is unless...
I wonder if he would give Nat his necklace.
Why would it benefit him giving me the necklace?
Nat, tell him that if he were to give you the necklace, that would redeem him and we would vote for Amanda.
Who would fall for that?
Like, I feel stupid listening to you guys right now. I'm like,
Ozzy, Jason, and Eric. He belongs in that threesome.
I mean, it worked on Jason, but this is a much bigger situation. We do see Natalie talk to Eric and he says, no way, I'm not giving up my necklace. But let me talk to Cirie and see what she says. Cirie says, listen, Eric, the only way I'll believe that you are actually going to vote the way you say you're going to and not flip on me as well is if you give Natalie the necklace. It would be redemption. This is beyond conniving, as these women are all gaslighting Eric minus Parvati. She isn't really doing anything here. Eric says, what if we vote off Parvati instead? That would make me feel better instead of voting off Amanda. And Cirie's like, that's fine by me. Right before Tribal, Cirie sneaks over to Amanda and says, hey, you and Parvati need to blast Eric at Tribal so he really thinks this vote off is real. And what do you know?
Heard about Eric running around and making alliances with every single person and then breaking their alliances and then switching back up and switching back over. When he didn't even need to do that, he'd won immunity for the past 3 times in a row.
It was stupid. It was just a mistake. And I feel like I need to come to this tribal tonight and ask for some kind of forgiveness, some kind of I'm sorry. I mean, game aside, I'm hoping that there's some sense of forgiveness, some sense of we'll try and trust you again.
You can't say game aside because we're playing this game.
That's true.
We're in this game right now. You can't say game aside, I apologize. This is the game.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. I just want to tell you that.
I think you are able to redeem yourself, and I think it's really important that you do, especially if you've been discredited. If you've been discredited, the words you say means absolutely nothing. It's your actions that will show and prove what's really going on.
He is being set up and he has no idea about it. Cirie was the nail in the coffin on that. So it is time to vote, and...
Eric, you have the individual immunity necklace. As always, you can give it up to somebody if you choose to.
And I know that actions do speak louder than words. I want to give individual immunity to Natalie.
My mother always told me, you may not be able to beat him with these all the time, but you can always beat him with this.
First vote, Eric. Parvati. Eric. 2 votes, Eric. 13th person voted out and the 6th member of our jury. Eric.
You guys drive me crazy.
Eric, the tribe has spoken.
Let's stir the pot, ladies.
She does tearfully say that she misses the guys. She doesn't really miss them. But then something strange occurs. They get tree mail for an immunity challenge. On day 37, the final immunity has always taken place on day 38. So this is strange. When we go to the challenge, now the players don't see this, but the aerial footage that we see shows it was clearly designed for 5 people despite there only being 4 remaining players. But Amanda does win immunity, securing that Natalie will be voted off next. But at Tribal Council, talks are abound about where everyone stands in the alliance, and...
It is nerve-wracking to think it could be a final 2. because that makes me feel like, once again, I'm on the bottom of the alliance.
When did you ever think you were on the bottom?
Always.
Honestly, always.
Between us three, it's obvious because not one person in any alliance has ever said, I won't vote for Cirie. You have said I won't vote for certain people. She has said I won't vote for you. So that clearly places me at the bottom of the alliance.
I'm just wondering.
And I'm explaining how I feel that way. I would be foolish not to think that.
Cirie is right. She is on the bottom of this threesome alliance. I'm not sure how Amanda is baffled by this. So anyways, everyone goes to vote and Natalie is gone 3-1.
Natalie, the tribe has spoken.
Back at camp, Amanda is so annoyed about what Cirie said at Tribal in front of the jury, and call me crazy, but is this not the same thing Amanda did in China to Todd at the final 3? And Cirie's about to fight with Amanda here, and that's almost the same as when Cirie fought with Terry at the final 4. Wow, I mean, there's a lot of deja vu going on here.
So what was all that at Tribal Council?
What am I doing?
You're trying to make us look so awful at Tribal.
How?
That's
like that.
Bull. Just be real.
How is it both? That's not game, that's real facts. That's exactly what this is. You're snuggled up over there with James. She's snuggled up over there with Ozzy. Most of the time y'all four are together. If you were me, what would you feel? I mean, be me for a minute. Have any one of you ever said, I can't vote Cirie out?
How do you
yes
know?
Or no? I'm asking you.
How do you know?
Have I talked to you about final 2?
I'm
you're
trying
hearing
to
that.
understand, but I can't understand you when you're screaming at me. I understand.
I can't explain it anymore. I don't know how else to say it.
Congratulations, Final 3. Today you will honor their memories before proceeding to your final immunity challenge. Get into your boat and head out to Exile Island. My heart just dropped.
It's like, when is it gonna end, you know? Like, there's only so much you can take, and then someone has to leave now, like, after everything. I am so tight with these girls, like, this just sucks completely.
Yeah, there's another immunity challenge. This season was likely designed to have a final 3, but 3 people leaving early clearly threw a wrench into the schedule, even with 20 players. But good news, the final immunity challenge is probably the one immunity challenge Cirie has the best shot at given her skill set. She has steady hands, she's a nurse, she says she works in operating rooms. So, what happens?
This challenge is officially on. The slightest lapse in concentration, and you will be out of this challenge. Parvati drops her ball. Parvati's the first person out of this challenge. We're now down to Cirie and Amanda. This is the final round of this challenge. Cirie loses her concentration. Amanda wins final immunity and is guaranteed a spot at the final tribal council.
I hate to say it, but this is on Cirie. Earlier in the season, she even jokes that if there was an operating challenge and she blew it, people at her work would disgrace her.
If they had an operating room challenge and I lost, I couldn't go back to my job.
Yeah.
And on Survivor, this is the closest we will ever get to that kind of challenge. Props to Amanda, who changed her hand placement though throughout the challenge so that she was using different muscles each time. Cirie then talks to Amanda about keeping her over Parv, and
I just feel like you're one of those people that can talk their way in or out of anything you want.
15th person voted out and the 8th and final member of our jury. Cirie, need to bring me your torch. Cirie, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
this time she came even closer than the time before, but failed due to a surprise final 2 and not winning the one immunity challenge I think she had a legitimate shot at. Once again, so close and yet so far. If there were a final 3, I think she beats Parvati and Amanda. I know Amanda gets Ozzy and James's votes no matter what, but the other 6 jurors, I think they're up in the air. But believe it or not, once again, 4 seasons later, Cirie is asked back to play again for Survivor's 20th season, Heroes versus Villains. This time, everyone is a returning player, and this will be Cirie's 3rd time playing Survivor in a matter of 9 seasons. Does that help her or does it hurt her? Let's find out.
39 days, 20 people, 1 survivor.
This season is stacked with an amazing cast. Sure, there are a couple of people who could be swapped out for someone else, and I do have to ask how some of this tribe placement even happened. For example, how is Cirie a hero? It can't be because of her gameplay on Micronesia, so it has to be because of Panama, and possibly because she's a fan favorite player. But if being a fan favorite is all it takes to be a hero, then why is Boston Rob a villain? Let's not dwell on that too much. I want to mention that Parvati from Micronesia is a villain, Danielle DiLorenzo from Exile Island is a villain, while James and Amanda from Micronesia are both heroes. Cirie then reintroduces herself to us when she says,
People think they know me. They really don't know me. I'm a gangster in an Oprah suit. But I'm not like a mean gangster. I'm a nice gangster with a smile, you know?
It's all in perspective, I guess. It's how you see it.
The very first challenge they have is for reward. Dig up bags and bring them back to their mat. First team to get 3 wins. You may recognize a version of this challenge from Cirie's first season. She faces off against Danielle for the first point and loses. Challenges were never Cirie's strong suit. Heck, we just saw that in Micronesia. But in a later matchup, Sandra is against Sugar, and Sandra rips Sugar's top off, and Cirie says before that moment, she hadn't really thought about Sandra as a villain, but now she sees it. The heroes do win reward, and at their camp, they also catch the chickens that are running around. Life is going well, but right away, talks arise about the threat of these Micronesian women when JT and James say they don't want flower power running this season like they did last time. Us men need to take control. Not good at all for Cirie. Colby then talks to Candace and says, who is Cirie? I'm guessing Colby stopped watching Survivor after he played on All Stars. He is so out of the loop. We then see Amanda and Cirie talk for the first time.
We're back again. I know. What do you think?
I don't know yet.
I can't be off alone like this though. No. Target. Micronesia target.
Cirie and I went to the end together. We were in an alliance the whole time. So we're gonna have to watch our distance because if people think we're too chummy, it could definitely play against us.
Are Amanda and Cirie good? I think we'll find out come a tribe swap or a merge. It's too early in the game, I think. But then that night, Sugar is, how do I say, thirsty for the men on her tribe. She says, wow, there are a lot of hot guys around here. So she tries cuddling up with Colby, who is not at all interested. In fact, he keeps trying to get away from her and she keeps following him. Think John Robert and Courtney in China, but the roles are reversed. But then we go to the immunity challenge where the puzzle is all that matters as Cirie, Amanda, and Rupert work on it.
Heroes now with an early lead, working on this puzzle. In our 20th season of Survivor, you can expect difficult challenges and difficult puzzles.
Something's not right. Something has to go here.
As Amanda and Cirie start to panic, Heroes had a big lead and it is all but gone. Sugar now getting involved.
Oh God, do it.
Villains win first immunity challenge.
Well, Cirie might be cursed. In every season she has played on, she always goes to tribal council first. Her tribe always loses the first immunity. Sugar starts going around saying, let's get out Amanda. Others are saying Sugar is the weak link, but for Tom,
I'm thinking that you got a follower and you got one of the smartest strategic players in the game. But why are we taking out the follower instead of strategic player? Cirie has run this game a few times. I really believe that when you identify a threat, you take them out as soon as possible. You don't wait. People did that on my season and they waited too long, and then they didn't get the opportunity to get rid of me. So I don't want to have those regrets that those people had. Cirie is just a brilliant strategist in the game. She's proven that. So I'm just a little nervous to give her a bye tonight.
maybe the women do need to take control if everyone from Micronesia is going to be targeted early like this. Cirie says I would rather see Tom or Stephanie go, but she will settle for Sugar, which is for the best as at Tribal Council, Sugar is voted out in a 9-1 vote.
Sugar, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
That is it for the premiere, and Cirie is in hot water. She isn't good for the heroes and challenges. There is an anti-woman sentiment in their tribe, and frankly, she has a lot of work to do. But Cirie so far has been getting a lot of screen time, so I think she's gonna be a character we are gonna get a big focus on no matter what. Episode 2 sees everyone on the Heroes tribe working hard, and teamwork makes the dream work as the discussion arises about the next immunity challenge. They say the reason we failed last time is because there were just too many voices trying to say how to do the puzzle. So this time we're gonna pick one person and let them be in charge, and we will all listen to them. With this immunity challenge, JT won it in Token Sheen, so he is designated as the leader this time. So what happens? Well, the heroes don't follow through, as no one really listens to JT and instead gives their input, causing them to lose because nobody's listening to each other. Now, I won't attribute Cirie to that. She actually was listening, but there was like 5-6 people talking. It didn't really matter what Cirie did. However, James is mad, and who is he blaming his frustrations on? Stephanie, because he says she is cursed because back on her first season playing, she was on the infamous Oolong tribe that lost every single immunity challenge until only she remained. Is this fair to Stephanie? No. She played a second time on Guatemala and they won some immunities there. But regardless, she is James' target, fair or not, and quickly we see the divide in the tribe. It's everyone versus Tom, Colby, and Stephanie. However, just like in Micronesia, Cirie is the swing vote again, this time with Candace.
Go with them, the guarantee's going to be you or Candace next. Right. I promise you that. If you mean you can. If I go and I'm outnumbered, it's one thing, but I can guarantee you're next.
Right.
I can promise you that.
The problem with this decision is once this decision is made, all the cards are out. I don't know why everybody thinks we're so tight. Yeah, me and Amanda made it to the end, but Amanda chose poverty over me. Amanda cost me $1 million.
So who goes first?
I don't. Honestly, as long as it's not us, it don't much matter to me.
At Tribal Council, James is straight up being mean to Stephanie. Some might even say he's being a bully. Some of those people being Tom. Tom's like, James, you're being a bully. And Tom is right. But regardless, Stephanie is voted off 6-3.
Steph, the tribe has spoken.
Just some advice. Next time y'all lose a challenge, a little less cursing off your tribe might help.
Keep your mouth shut.
Oh, come on.
Episode 3 sees Rupert stating that this tribe is a group of individuals and not a team. They need to bond together. Now, on to the big subject at camp. How do I say this? JT is simply making stuff up to cause drama.
Hard to trust anyone out here right now.
Tell me about it.
Candace says she don't feel to trust you.
Okay. I'm nervous now.
About what?
About us.
You're nervous about me and you?
Yeah.
Why? What?
I hear stuff.
Tell me what you hear.
That you don't trust me and...
Who said that? I'm thinking, where did that come from? Because I have never said that. Either somebody is trying to make sure that she and I don't trust each other, or I'm thinking there's something weird going on.
JT has pulled a Cirie and gone from hero to villain in his return to Survivor. Well. Villains tend to have more fun in the game after all. However, it is now immunity time. Slam the opponent into the mud and don't fall off the platform. So, how do the heroes fare?
Survivors ready. Go! Tom not messing around. Poverty now has Candace near the edge. Candace now takes Poverty out. Poverty first in the mud. Heroes score. Heroes lead 2-0. Rain coming down now for this battle. Coach in trouble. Coach in the mud for the villains. Heroes score. Heroes lead. Cirie goes after Jerry. She has her on the run. Jerry down. Jerry in the mud. Heroes score again. JT comes out hard and strong. JT going after Tyson. Tyson in trouble. Tyson in the mud for the villains. Danielle going hard against Amanda. Now Amanda has Danielle on the run. Colby goes strong. Rob slips but stays on. Colby pushes Rob into the mud. Heroes score again. James goes after Randy and with one push, Randy in the mud. Heroes win. Immunity and reward.
Well, that couldn't have gone better. Episode 4 sees the heroes using the coffee they won to brew up some morning goodness. But when getting coffee, what did they find inside? A clue to a hidden immunity idol somewhere on their beach. As we saw in Micronesia, an idol hunt, it's not really Cirie's strong suit, but the clue is read out loud and immediately everyone scrambles to find it until...
While nobody was looking, I found the immunity idol, dropped it into my sock.
Tom, he was acting a little funny. And when I came up on him, I saw him put something into his sock. And then he went behind a tree, so I knew he had it.
Oh, got it.
Oh, shucks.
As soon as Tom finds it, he is ratted out by Amanda, who spots him. This could be a good thing to put a target on Tom and keep it off the women, at least temporarily. At the immunity challenge, they lose by mere seconds. It's incredibly close. So they're going back to tribal with Cirie saying, yeah, Colby or Tom is next. I don't care which one it is. Candace says, why don't we just split the votes between the two of them? We have a 6-2 advantage, so whether Tom plays his idol or not, at least Colby would go out. Amanda then tells Cirie a plan she has not heard of before.
We were down the beach talking to Tom. He's like, well, I don't even want this thing. Like, I just want to be here. I'll even give it to one of you guys. So everyone wants to get Candace out tonight.
That is the dumbest thing. Did he give it to you?
No.
Oh, Amanda. I love her to death, but she is not the sharpest tool in the shed. Come on. Tom is very charismatic. He's very athletic. He's already won this game once before. Why keep someone like that in the game? It makes no sense.
This may be the first time in Amanda's 3 seasons someone calls her dumb, just straight up says she's dumb. I'm not sure I agree though, but Cirie does know her better than I do. JT and Tom talk to each other about how Cirie is a puppet master and she needs to go. So JT is considering flipping. Basically, that wouldn't be good. But we go to tribal council and everyone votes.
I'll read the votes. Chip. Thank you. This is indeed a hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast for Tom will not count. First vote. Tom does not count. Tom does not count. Tom does not count. Colby. That's 1 vote, Colby. Colby. Cirie. Cirie. 4th person voted out a survivor, heroes versus villains. Cirie. Cirie, the tribe has spoken.
Wow, this is Cirie's worst showing on Survivor by a mile. Out in the 4th episode, and she didn't even make the merge. The anti-Micronesia sentiment is strong though, and it will persist beyond Cirie's elimination. I wonder if she would have been better off not playing again until season 26, Caramoan, aka Fans vs Favorites 2, but we can't dwell on the what ifs because she does play again. 14 seasons later on Survivor Game Changers.
39 days, 20 people, 1 survivor.
Cirie Fields, now back for her 4th time playing Survivor, was a castaway on season 34, Game Changers, an all-returnee season featuring 10 game changers and 10 questionable decisions. Cirie safely falls into the actual game changer category, and this is a good time for her. So much has happened since the last time she played, and her threat level has dropped significantly. As Cirie says, she is an ex-couch potato.
I am a bona fide ex-couch potato that saw this game and loved it. I'm a gangster with a smile, like a wolf in sheep's clothing. I've made it to the end. What's the next step? The only next step for me is to win.
We then see all 20 players on a ship in Fiji. Cirie is on the Blue Nuku tribe with her past rivals Ozzy and JT. Jeff says, grab the stuff on the ship and get to your camps. When all this happens, Sierra finds a secret idol advantage on the ship and Cirie has no idea. Every time someone gains a relevant advantage or idol to Cirie's story, I'm gonna tell you about it, so just keep it in mind for later. Upon arriving at the Nuku beach, Zeke could not be more happy to be on a tribe with Cirie. As Zeke says,
I have like the greatest tribe ever. I've got the goddess Cirie.
We then see Ozzy, who despite having played a season between this one and Micronesia where he was wildly successful and almost won, says Cirie scares him because of how well she outplayed him on Micronesia. Cirie decides that she might as well try and patch things up with him since they never did this outside of the game, and she pulls the classic, we good? I mean, we good line.
So we good, Ozzy? What's the deal?
Yeah.
I want a clean slate. I'm just seeing where everybody's good.
The thing is, with me and Cirie, it really wasn't anything because she just went along with what my alliance decided to do. So I can't hold that against her. But she's just not a physical player. She's not going to be a really physical player.
We then see Ty say that he likes Cirie, and she pulls an old-fashioned, say it with me, we good?
I like Cirie, so I don't want to get caught in something that suddenly they say Cirie have to go.
At the immunity challenge, her and Zeke work together to nail the puzzle and win immunity for her tribe. Now, the premiere of Game Changers is actually a 2-part episode, so we aren't done yet. The next day, she sees JT and Ozzy getting real close, and she is biting her teeth, hoping that they are not conspiring against her. She feels like if they go to tribal, she will be target number 1. She then talks to Sarah Lucina and pulls an old-fashioned, say it with me, we good?
But you know we're good. We're solid.
Yeah. Only time I'm gonna write your name is if I'm not here.
I told Cirie I'm good with her, but if someone's gonna throw her name out, I'm gonna go with it. Last time I played like a cop, look where it got me. This time I'm playing like a criminal, and we'll see where it gets me. My word is not my bond in this game this time.
With Sarah telling Cirie she won't vote her out, and then in that confessional saying she's playing like a criminal this time, does not feel like the show is telling us that this is going to be an immediate consequence, but something that may come up down the line. Cirie then talks to Zeke and unfortunately does not ask if we good, but instead he just lays the compliments on thick by saying how she is a masterful player who has an incredible way of drawing you in. But right now, she is everyone's target number 1. People have seen what she has done in previous seasons, and despite winning the last immunity for their tribe, they worry she will hold them back in the pre-merge. Cirie then talks to Debbie, who says she likes Cirie, but Cirie underestimates Debbie. Why?
I don't fully trust Cirie because she's feeding me what she thinks is counterintelligence. I don't know if Cirie understands what kind of training I've been through. I am a captain in the Civil Air Patrol, although I don't get paid in dollars. I get paid in military training. So it's going to take a lot to outwit me.
Ah, yes, another job title for the world-renowned Debbie, who has done everything except be the president of the United States. Anyways, Nuku goes on to win immunity, so Cirie is safe for now. With that long premiere episode, it is clear that Cirie is front and center and her life is on the line, despite how many times she says, we good. So the real question is, will those conversations actually do any good for her? Maybe. The longer she can avoid tribal, the better, as this is the part of the game she struggles to get through. If she can make the merge, then I think she is golden. If she can make it through the pre-merge. Episode 2 sees Jeff saying, guess what? Drop your buffs. We are switching from 2 tribes to 3 tribes. What? And this is just dumb by production, as we barely saw the tribe dynamics and things are already being shaken up. But anyways, Cirie is now on the new 3rd tribe who has to start from scratch with their shelter. So much fun. And she is paired with Ozzy, Zeke, Sarah, Andrea, and Troyzan, so she still has a majority from Nuku, if that even matters. Upon arriving at the new camp, Cirie pulls an old-fashioned, say it with me, we good?
Absolutely. We're good?
We're good.
Okay.
Her and Ozzy then talk, and Ozzy says, okay, Cirie, we good now. I think we should stick together and build up our trust again. And then at the immunity challenge, just like her and Zeke did in the prior episode,
yes! Immunity and reward for Tabula!
What Cirie does not see, though, is Troyzan sneakily getting an idol after they win the challenge, and like Sierra's advantage, this will come up later. For the next few episodes, Cirie's storyline is placed on the back burner as episodes 3 and 4 sees her tribe winning immunity. So we move on to episode 5, where Jeff once again says, drop your buffs, we're going back to 2 tribes. Make up your mind, dude. This time she is on the new Mana tribe with Troyzan, Sierra, Culpepper, Michaela, Aubrey, and Haley. A true cast of not game changers for the most part. Anyways, at the immunity challenge, it all comes down to the puzzle, and
they do! Mana wins immunity! Safe from tribal council!
Episode 6 sees her tribe losing reward, and afterwards, both Culpepper and Aubrey open up about their personal experiences. Aubrey says Survivor has changed her as a person in ways that no one in her life can understand, and it sounds very negative. Whereas Culpepper says the same thing happened to his wife Monica, who he played with on season 27, and he just wishes he could relate to her and understand her and help her. Cirie talks to Culpepper, and
pure emotion. I could feel it, like palpable. So real.
I appreciate that. I'm impressed with you, girl.
Likewise. I would like to shake your hand, but I don't know if they look at
Cirie and Aubrey both came up to me and just said it was so special you said that because they saw the real me and surprisingly made us feel closer and really galvanized my relationship between those two.
Their tribe wins immunity, so we move on to episode 7 and they show up to a massive buffet, but it's next to a covered up table and Jeff is there saying, you know what's up? And Cirie says something is up with this and she doesn't like it. Jeff says, yes, it's true, you are all merging, but to get this feast, one person from each tribe needs to sit out of it so everyone else can enjoy it. Culpepper and Ty take the hit, and Cirie says,
Brad and Ty got brownie points because you provided for everybody in a sense. But that makes me suspicious because everything in this game is calculated.
We are officially merged. Everybody can drop your box.
After a big premiere episode, Cirie has been mostly quiet through the rest of the pre-merge. Prepare for that all to change now. She says it's all been fun and games up to this point, but now she's gonna have to step it up. This is where the contenders and the pretenders are separated. We then see Debbie pretending to be drunk, emphasis on pretending, and dancing on Cirie, and Cirie just can't stop laughing. Now, no one else knows Debbie isn't drunk. We only know this because Debbie tells us this. She's pretending so she can be stupid, basically. But after she dances on Cirie, I think Cirie needs to have the good old-fashioned we good talk with her. But then the mood shifts when Zeke tells everyone what happened during the previous tribal council, and since it isn't truly relevant to the story of Cirie, I will sum it up as basically, Varner let his big mouth run without a filter as he exposed that Zeke is transgender, and literally no one was okay with this, so they just held a verbal vote and got rid of Varner. But talk soon arrives of who the first merge boot will be, and word gets back to Cirie that everyone wants Michaela and then Haley out. What a relief after the target was on Cirie earlier in the game. Zeke then approaches Cirie and says, hey, you and I, we're going to the end of this game together. Great news. Glad to hear it. Cirie then talks to Michaela and gives her some sound advice on how to make it further in the game.
You're a very smart girl.
Yeah.
You have to control your emotions.
Yeah.
And you can't shut down when everybody else is talking. Chill out with that. Whatever's be going through your head, if you're hungry, get unhungry. If you're mad, get unmad.
And I gotta work on that.
I used to be that. But I've learned when you put that guard up, you push people away. And in a game like Survivor, you want to bring as many people in as possible. You don't want to be pushing people away or making people feel uncomfortable. It don't take a lot here for them to look at you. You can take that from this game too. Your reputation follows you. And people's perception is their reality. No matter what reality is real, what reality really is
what they think.
Is what they think. That's what's real to them.
Cirie and I had a real straight up heart-to-heart conversation because we do have a lot of similarities, and Cirie has skyrocketed in trust with me, and I'm extremely excited to play with her.
This is a game-changing season. I don't know that I've seen two black women go to the end.
Never.
And you may have guessed it from my aura, but I'm one of them I want to show people that we can work together.
Right now, Michaela's public enemy #1, but I genuinely like Michaela. And as a human and as an older person to a younger person, you want to save her. And if I can do that, that's one person that I can count on to have my back.
Now this is important because Cirie has heard of the plan Sierra has created to split the votes on Haley and Michaela, with Michaela as the main target, and she does not like this, especially if the worry is that Haley is an idol. Why wouldn't she be the main target instead of Michaela? This is a clear example of why Cirie is a great player and Sierra is in way over her head. However, Cirie informs Zeke about this and lets Zeke do the aggressive approaching of Sierra to say, hey, that's dumb, which then has Sierra mad at Zeke and not Cirie. Then, at Tribal Council, the split vote between Haley and Michaela takes place, and
this is to save your life and mine. Hopefully this brings us longevity in the game. It means nothing.
8th person voted out, the first member of our jury, Haley. That's 6, that's enough. Haley, the tribe has spoken. Time for to go.
Haley is gone. Cirie's plan worked. Now, like the premiere, this merge episode is double the length, so we go back to camp and Michaela says she is so grateful to Cirie for saving her life and she feels close to her now. Cirie says that last vote was the easy part. The next tribal, that's where the war begins. But then Zeke does exactly what Zeke did in season 33 and starts to do too much too quickly by flipping on the alliance, the same alliance that Zeke put together in the last episode. Brilliant. So now Cirie and Andrea are Zeke's biggest targets, and I am baffled. Just bad gameplay at this stage of the season. At the reward challenge, Cirie and Sierra blow it on the puzzle, and Cirie says, I feel incredibly guilty.
You feel like a loser, am I going to do anything? Or am I going to be successful at anything? I had kids young, so I worked really hard to provide I never wanted to be in a position that my kids needed something and I'm unable to do it for them. But this game, it takes you to the deepest, like, most hurtful places that you've ever felt, especially in a loss like today. To not be able to get it for them is like not being able to provide for your family. My family is my motivation, and I plan on winning for them. And I guess that's where it gets emotional for me.
It's not your fault, Cirie.
Unlike many players, Cirie is sincere and caring about the others, which is why I think she is such an excellent player in every season that she is in. We then go to the immunity challenge, which is everyone hanging on a pole for as long as possible, a classic that Ozzy has won every time he has participated in it. Cirie drops super quick, that's to be expected, but then in a shocker, Ozzy actually loses. Wow. Back at camp, Zeke goes behind Cirie's back to talk to Sierra, but then Sierra immediately talks to Cirie to snitch on Zeke. But right now, people smell blood in the water and see a rare opportunity where Ozzy does not have individual immunity. So at Tribal Council, he is voted out 7-4 to 1-1, with Cirie not being in on this plan.
9th person voted out, the 2nd member of our jury, Ozzy. Ozzy, job is spoken.
Good job, guys.
We then move to episode 8, where the reward challenge sees everyone split up into 2 teams, and Cirie, she's struggling hard. She can't even get herself out of the water to cross a balance beam.
Sarah not giving up on her teammate. Blue wins reward. This challenge is over, but we will stay here with you if you want to try to conquer this.
Just breathe. Look at me. Look at me. Just keep breathing.
Go, girl. There you go.
One of the most powerful moments on Survivor. That is what happens when you believe in yourself.
This quote-unquote inspirational moment is so important to Cirie, and I don't understand why Jeff is being so soft here when usually he's ruthless. Is it just because it's Cirie? I'm gonna say no, based on, no spoilers, how future seasons are with Jeff. This moment feels really forced, but unfortunately it is a watershed moment for the show. It shows a shift that it will be pursuing in the future. But what is actually important to this story is that during this challenge, Sarah gets a steal a vote advantage that she finds when no one is looking. Back at camp, Cirie talks with Sarah about flipping on the alliance that she has with Brad and Sierra. Basically, Cirie says, join me and you won't be a GOAT at the final 3, which is what you're going to be right now for Brad and Sierra. Sarah does seem receptive to this, but also is incredibly weary of Cirie's motivations here. So, at Tribal Council, the moment of truth takes place.
First vote, Andrea. Debbie. 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 Andrea. That's 2 votes, Andrea. Andrea. That's 3 votes, Andrea. Andrea. That's 4 votes, Andrea. Andrea. That's 5 votes, Andrea. We're tied again. 5 votes, Andrea. 5 votes, Debbie. 1 vote left. 10th person voted out, the 3rd member of our jury. Debbie. Need to bring me a torch. Debbie, the tribe has spoken.
Sarah flipped and helped Cirie to get the numbers on her side. Cirie is thrilled as she says control of this game has shifted from Brad and Sierra to her alliance. But this isn't season 12 anymore. She can't sit on her hands and expect to hold the numbers from here on out. We then finally see someone say, hey, let's vote out Zeke. This person is Andrea, and Cirie says, good idea, Andrea. Zeke knows this game better than I do. Now, Cirie may be right that Zeke knows it better than she does, but I would argue that Cirie constantly plays it better. She then talks to Sarah about this, and Sarah says, I don't want that to happen. Here is a sign of trust.
The advantage is I steal a vote.
What do you mean, I steal a vote?
Steal a vote. I get a vote again.
Wow. Okay.
And here's the thing. The smaller in numbers we get, the easier it is to get Zeke out.
Right.
Zeke, you're only getting to 6, buddy.
Okay.
I feel pretty good with Cirie. I think it completely calmed her and smoothed over the situation.
Well, very interesting. Sarah doing this will influence almost all of Cirie's decision about her moving forward, but this does not sway anyone else, as yeah, Zeke does need to go. Cirie says Sarah won't do it, but maybe Sierra will, which is great timing as Sierra comes over and says, yes, please, I'll vote out anyone but myself. When Sarah catches wind of this Zeke plan, thankfully her ire is on Andrea for the plan and not Cirie. So at Tribal Council, the votes are split as Jeff reads them, and
first vote,
Ty. Ty. Sierra. Sierra. We're tied. 2 votes Ty, 2 votes Sierra. That's 3 votes Ty. Zeke. 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 That's 4 votes Zeke. 11th person voted out, the 4th member of our jury. Zeke. Need to bring me your torch? Zeke, the trap has spoken.
Episode 10 sees Cirie say, good, good, good. It's all going to plan. Clearly, my we good questions at the beginning of the game helped me reach this point. Now, she doesn't actually say this, and I'm sorry for lying to you about it. We good? What she does say, though, is that she wants to split up Culpepper and Sierra as they are a power duo in this game. But then, the reward challenge sees the family visit happen, and this is a big one for Cirie.
I have 3 boys at home. The youngest graduated high school while I was here.
Jared, come on out. Tell me about your mom, Jared.
I'm so lucky. I hear some of my friends that can't even talk to their mom, and me and her are just like 2 peas in a pod.
We have a relationship that is like no other. I wanted them to be able to come and tell me anything. We talk about some things I might not even want to hear.
Despite not winning the challenge, she does get picked to go on it, and she says seeing her son reminds her how she wants to go to the end and win it for him. However, the plans to vote out Culpepper come to a screeching halt as he wins immunity, so the other half of the power duo is knocked out 5-3 at Tribal Council.
Sierra, the trap has spoken.
Something that Cirie is unaware of but is important is that while we are all aware of Troyzan having an idol and Sarah having a steal a vote, Ty has also acquired not 1 but 2 hidden immunity idols, and after Sierra got voted out, she gifted Sarah her idol legacy advantage that has to be played at the final 6. Now Cirie only knows about the steal a vote, all those other idols she's unaware of. Anyways, Andrea approaches Cirie and says, hey, let's get out Sarah, but Cirie says, no, but we good? And at Tribal Council, Andrea is knocked out in a 6-2 vote.
Andrea, the tribe has spoken.
At the next immunity challenge, Culpepper wins immunity, and now you see why I labeled voting out Andrea as dumb. Why was Culpepper not targeted at the last vote? I have no idea, because this regular size episode has to fit in 2 challenges and 2 tribals, so there's no time to properly explain anything. But Culpepper really should have gone at the last vote. Andrea was not that big of a threat. She really hasn't been in any of her 3 seasons. Aubrey then tells Cirie that, hey, Ty wants Sarah out, and we immediately smash cut over to Cirie telling Sarah this, but Sarah doesn't believe her. However,
I will give you my advantage. Because if I get voted out, then at least you've got it. Okay. So I'm gonna give Cirie the advantage of steal a vote to hold on to. This way, if this doesn't scream loyal, I don't know what does.
If we all come back here and nothing went wrong, I'll just give it back to you, and I will never question your judgment again.
Yes.
Well, Cirie seems to have acquired an advantage almost for free. She says, oh yeah, I'm playing this tonight on Sarah. Cirie then approaches Ty in a way that she knows she can manipulate him the best. That is, in her emotional state, since he is an emotional player. This scene gives me manipulating others in Micronesia flashbacks.
This is putting me at risk.
And we can
This
work
could
together.
get me voted out if I tell you. I have an advantage. They think that they're going to get you out tonight, and I think if I use my advantage and I get to take away a vote from them, and I want to save you with this vote. But if I say,
But nobody's targeting me, everybody's targeting you.
That's what they're telling you, Ty. They told me.
It's crazy.
It is
you
crazy.
just turn everything upside down. Cirie just says she has an advantage, that she can take someone's vote out, and she can use that vote, because everybody's targeting me right now, which is completely took me by surprise. Can I believe you?
When you see me stand up and play the advantage, you still can't believe me?
Okay.
Whoever we voted for, now after that, has the option to play an idol if they have it. And I think probably Ty has an idol. I maybe could tell Ty about the advantage, and I'm willing to use this to save him, that they trying to pull a fast one on him, but I don't know if he would believe that. Damn, could I pull that off?
So then, at Tribal Council, it's time to cast the votes. And
Jeff, so I would like to use this advantage, And this advantage will allow me to take away someone's vote and utilize that vote for myself, including my vote. So I am going to steal Sarah's vote.
Well, actually, that's my advantage, and I'm letting Cirie hold on to it, and it says it can't be stolen from me.
It wasn't stolen, it was given to me.
It's non-transferable. It says it in the bottom.
This is non-transferable and cannot be stolen from you.
Yeah, Cirie, the key word in there is non-transferable.
So she can't give it to me.
She can give it to you as a sign of trust, but she can't give it to you to use. Sarah is the only person who can use that advantage.
Can I have that?
This is a series of cringe for Cirie. It's so hard to watch. She then whispers to Sarah to trust her. She was just doing this for her own good to knock out Ty, but Sarah doesn't care. She steals Ty's vote and...
First vote, Ty. Aubrey. Michaela. Ty. That's 2 votes, Ty. Michaela. That's 2 votes, Michaela. Michaela. 14th person voted out, the 7th member of our jury. Michaela. Michaela, the charm is spoken.
Finale time. We're down to the final 6. Cirie versus Sarah versus Ty versus Aubrey versus Culpepper versus Troyzan. Who will make it to the final 3 and convince the jury to vote for them? Let's find out. When this episode begins, it introduces us to each of the final 6, with Jeff setting up how each of them have played so far. And for Cirie, he says,
"This Survivor legend and perennial fan favorite has once again relied on social relationships and savvy gameplay. In her 4 seasons, Cirie has never found an idol or won an individual immunity challenge. But with the $1 million once again in sight, is this when it finally all comes together?"
To stay in this game at this point, you have to see everything. And if you skip over the picture that's right in front of you because you're looking down the road, it will get your torch extinguished. Trust me, I know.
This episode is going to be incredibly hard to cover because by the end of it, we'll feel like, what was the point? Why not just show the immunity challenge and go straight to tribal? That's kind of what I'm going to do here because so much of the talking is just nonsense at the end of the day. Sarah says she felt betrayed by Cirie and she voted out Michaela since she was Cirie's right-hand woman. However, Ty then tries to lie and pretend that Cirie's true intent was to vote out Sarah, but then Sarah confronts him about what his plan was. And
You were gonna vote me out tonight.
Yes, because she told me.
I apologize.
I've been trying to tell you
I
this.
apologize.
oh, by the way, this is the episode where the 4 idols all matter. So we're really cutting through a lot of BS here. So in case you have been wondering why I've been telling you about them all video, here's why. Culpepper wins immunity. And Ty says, I don't trust Cirie. Even after she approaches him and says, hey, I'm with you, we need to get rid of either Sarah or Troyzan to stand a chance to reach the final 3 because they're all going together. Though I think it's fair that Ty doesn't trust her, she did just try to screw him last episode. However, at Tribal Council,
If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so.
I have an idol, it's a blue idol. I like to play for myself. And I have another one, a red one. I would like to play for Aubrey.
Any votes cast for Ty or Aubrey will not count.
I'm going to get on the immunity train and give you that because I just feel like being in the final 5.
I don't need a souvenir, so there you go.
All right. This is the legacy advantage. Any votes cast for Sarah will not count. Any votes cast for Ty, Aubrey, Sarah, Troyzan will not count. You could not vote for Culpepper. He had immunity, which means, Cirie, it doesn't matter what votes are in the urn because the only person who can receive votes
Me.
is you. And for what it's worth, not a single vote in here has your name on it. You are the 15th person voted out of this season. You become the 8th member of the jury. You need to grab your torch. You want to say it?
The tribe has spoken.
Thank you, sir.
What does that feel like? A standing ovation. Take it in. You've given a lot.
Take some back.
Wow, screwed over by an abundance of advantages. Too many advantages. Survivor has changed so much since Heroes vs. Villains, it isn't even funny. While this wasn't Cirie's best shot to reach the end, obviously this was her best shot to clean sweep the jury, because Cirie against any of these people at the end, she wins. It's not even close. Now, we can all sit around and say what could have been, but if you have looked at the runtime of this video, then you know it isn't over yet. Stick around, as Cirie's masterful gameplay hasn't even peaked, believe it or not.
My name is Bobby Bones, and I'll be the guy that's taking you through this for your chance to win $100,000. There is a snake amongst one of you four. One of you four is lying already.
We jump 6 years later from when Game Changers was filmed to a new show called Snake in the Grass, a 2-night, 1-episode event where 4 people try to find out which one of them is the snake, aka the mole. If they suss the snake out, then the 3 people remaining split the $100,000 prize, but if the snake survives, then they win all the money. The cast of this episode consists of Janelle from Big Brother, Rachel Riley from Big Brother and The Amazing Race, Stephanie LaGrossa, and of course, Cirie Fields. Now, no one knows who the snake is, not even us as an audience, only the snake knows who they are. With that, we fly into Costa Rica, where we catch up with Cirie and Stephanie for the first time in forever.
I was on Survivor 3 times, Survivor Palau, Survivor Guatemala, Survivor Heroes vs. Villains. Never won, but I'm very competitive. And I think this time around I'm gonna do well because I'm older now, I'm a mom of 3, got a little more wisdom.
I was the quote-unquote couch potato. And then when I got the adventure bug at 35, it was by way of a show called Survivor that I've done 4 times now. And here I am, I find myself in the jungle again. So it's just the adventure. I don't know, it's in my blood now. And I started to live and I can't stop now. When I see Stephanie, that's the cherry on top of a sundae because we played a season of Survivor. It's been 11 years. However, when I see her, it's like yesterday.
I am not the snake.
I know I'm not the snake.
The host of the show then explains the rules and says anytime you successfully complete a challenge, you will get a clue as to who the snake is. At the end, they will all vote for who they think the snake is. If it is unanimous for the snake, they win. Anything else and they lose and the snake wins. With that, they are given their first and only free clue.
The young snake went fishing with tackle and bait. She loved to think and contemplate. In school, she joined a squad that had spirit, grew up to speak her mind, and let everyone hear it.
These 3 ladies would never suspect me of being a snake because they love me.
Now, I don't want to jump the gun here, but I'm going to safely say that Cirie is not the snake. Unless I am misreading this clue, Cirie doesn't really fit the cheerleader mold, but the other 3 ladies absolutely do. So I'm crossing her off my suspect list. They are then tasked with their first challenge. Knock down these boxes from the trees, and inside of one of them is a map to the next snake clue. They are on a tight time limit, and everyone is bad at this. Somehow Stephanie is the best physical person here, and if you've seen any of her Survivor seasons, you know, oh no, that's not good. But even she is struggling. Cirie says, I don't get it. How come Rachel and Janelle are so bad? Now, I love how Cirie doesn't even question why Stephanie is struggling. We all know the answer. So do they win and get the next snake clue?
Look out below!
I got the map! Go get it!
Go get it!
Where am I going? Wait. I passed it.
1 minute!
I can't find the water! The water's that way!
Time! Challenge over.
Nope, they failed. Rachel only had 2 minutes by the time she got the map, and she was all mixed up about where to go, or was she? They all hike to their camp, and Rachel says, I am so sorry for sucking at that. And Cirie says the snake could be Rachel, but that might be far too obvious. Now, kind of like an idol in Survivor, the third hidden snake clue is somewhere in their campsite. So they all go looking, and while Janelle, Rachel, and Cirie are on the beach, Stephanie is all by herself in the pond, and
I obviously found the clue. Gotta get rid of it, I need to destroy it, I gotta do something with it, because I am the snake. I thought I saw it, and it wasn't.
But wait, you were just in the water.
I know, I was over here looking.
No, but you were in the water over there.
I was around here. I fell.
Up to your knees?
I fell in right there. Like, as soon as I read that clue, I was like freaking out because it said there's a hero, she has big brothers. It was completely about me. I had to get rid of this clue.
Plot twist. Now, I've only seen a few episodes of this show, but never before has the snake been revealed mid-episode to the audience. Interesting, but I think the show might not have had a choice because Stephanie is being super obvious, so maybe they felt like they had to tell us. Everyone is on to Stephanie right away. She is such a bad liar, and I'm surprised she was picked over literally anyone else to be the snake. Stephanie even tries to gaslight everyone about whether they really saw her in the pond or not, and yeah, good try, but no one's buying it. Stephanie is beyond stressed, and even she admits she is a terrible liar, but she says throwing the next challenge so they don't get the next clue is crucial to her game. I don't know why they need the clue. I think they figured it out, Steph. Their final task has the 4 ladies needing to put together a boat to retrieve a key and open the box with the final clue inside. Stephanie is once again being very obvious as she isn't helping move the boat, with Rachel noticing. And when they get out to the water,
I'm freaking out in my head. I'm thinking to myself, I have got to do something. I flipped the boat. So much you can do.
Yeah, she purposely flips the boat, and people know. People know it's Steph. They do succeed at the task with like 10 seconds to go, and the final snake clue says the person likes to spend time at church and temple. Now, Steph tries to pin this on Janelle, which tells us that Steph knows nothing about Janelle. We then go to the snake pit, aka tribal council, and everyone goes to vote. And
first vote, Stephanie. Second vote, Janelle. Third vote, Stephanie. Final vote, Stephanie. Will the real snake stand up?
yeah, that one, it was kind of a given. Cirie gets 1/3 of that pot, aka like $33,000, and Steph gets jack diddly squat. Personally, I think the show would work better in a season-long format, and that's basically what the mole is though. So what do you know? That same year, another show pops up called The Traitors. This show takes place in Scotland, features a cast of 20 people, 10 reality show stars, and 10 fresh faces. Kind of like a fans versus favorites type of deal. This show does take place over 10 episodes and features 3 traitors, though everyone is told they're somewhere between 2 and 5. If those traitors can make it to the end without being voted off, they split the $250,000 prize. If they're all eliminated, the faithful win the money. Now, this show does feature challenges, but they ultimately mean nothing, at least in this season, and can be promptly ignored. We see the return of Rachel and Stephanie, but also Cirie. Obviously, I can only hope that Stephanie is picked as a traitor though, just for the nonsense that would ensue. So at their very first roundtable, the host picks the 3 traitors, and
I'm so excited. I know I can do this. I can be the final player in this game, and that is the goal. My job now is to go unidentified, and the only way that I can do that is to persuade people. I could never be anything. A traitor? You think I could be a traitor? See, that was good, right?
Now this is exciting. Finally, Cirie is put into a role she will excel at, and Stephanie isn't a part of it to screw it up. The other 2 traitors are Cody, the winner of Big Brother 22, though the fan base doesn't really care for him, and after seeing him on that show, and then this one, I agree with them. Then there is Christian, the fresh-faced wild card of the group that is kind of a nut. I do like him, despite his flaws. And despite the fact that there are 20 people on the show, we're really gonna laser focus on Cirie and Stephanie, though I highly encourage just watching the show. It's amazing if you haven't already seen it. However, I am gonna mention other names from time to time, so bear with me, such as Andy and Quentin, who are a couple of fresh-faced newbies who confidently say, sussing out the traitors, oh, that'll be a piece of cake for them. It fits right into their skill sets. We then have the traitors meet for the first time under the cover of night, and right away, Cirie sees that Christian is gonna be like a puppy dog who follows her. Good. They talk about who they should murder first from the group, and they decide it has to be between Kate, Brandy, and Reza, since they all come from the same show, and their 3 votes combined is a lot of influence the further that they make it. We then hear from Cirie about what her game plan is this season.
My game plan is, unless I have somebody that I'm aiming for, then I'll just go with the group. I'm not going to go and impress my views onto the traitors unless I know for a fact that somebody's really coming after me.
If you don't know the results of this season already, I want you to take your guess as to who makes it further between Cirie and Stephanie right now, because the first murder is about to happen. At breakfast, Stephanie is relieved to have made it through the night, and Cirie says, This is going to be exhausting, having to pretend she doesn't know what's about to happen. So, who gets axed first?
Alas, poor Reza. I knew him well. Actually, I didn't know him from Adam.
Reza is such a ringleader in that group. We split that three-headed monster up, all right? Chaos is gonna ensue.
He's somebody that's gonna make people second guess how they act in the missions.
So we good?
Let's get it done.
All right.
Reza down, 19 people remain. Suspicions start flying around as to who would target Reza, with Kate being annoyed her friend is gone. Two suspects fly to the top of the list, Michael and Geraldine. Michael because him and Reza were bickering the day before, and Geraldine because when they had everyone take off their blindfolds after the traitors were picked, they say she was acting weird. AKA Cirie and Stephanie are golden. At the round table, discussions heat up on which person to vote off, with Cirie and Christian specifically honing in on Geraldine. So everyone goes to vote, and
I said Geraldine.
I voted for Michael.
I voted for Geraldine.
I picked Geraldine as well.
Geraldine, I have to go by the information that's been given to me.
I voted for Michael.
Michael, I love you, but you gave me an ultimatum and I just don't respond well. It's like a threat. I'm so sorry, Michael.
Michael. Geraldine, I am sorry.
I voted Michael because I can't trust you anymore. I'm sorry.
So, G, I'm sorry.
Well, I sure as heck ain't voting for myself.
I voted for you, Michael.
That's 8 votes for Geraldine and 7 for Michael.
I had to go with my gut in the end. I'm sorry.
GD.
I'm voting for you, Michael.
Unfortunately, I chose you.
Before you leave the game forever, please reveal if you are a faithful or a traitor.
I'm a faithful.
Geraldine down, 18 people remain. With the faithful taken out of the game, everyone starts flipping their lid and fighting. It is glorious. As I said before, I highly recommend the show. I don't normally give show recommendations in the middle of stories, but if this intrigues you and you haven't seen it, watch the rest unspoiled. For those of you who remain, let's continue. Brandy gets eerily on target when she says she is highly suspicious of Christian and Cody. The traitors all meet up and debate on their next move. Should they target somebody specifically, or should they just get somebody at random? They could eliminate Michael since people want him gone. They could target Brandy since she is onto them, or they could target someone like Bam, which is mostly just nonsense. The next morning at breakfast, we see that Stephanie survived, but as the others are walking in, Christian starts over-explaining why he thinks everyone is safe. Cirie is like, bro, shut up. But it is time. Who was murdered?
Wham, slam, thank you, Bam.
People are gonna think that Brandy's too obvious, but if Bam goes, it would be like, why in the world?
It's going to throw a lot of people off of our trails, and no one's going to be able to understand or figure out why Bam.
Bam down, 17 people remain. Everyone starts scrambling and goes, what the heck? Bam makes no sense. It's almost like the traitors are just picking people to screw with us. Stephanie has no leads and literally no one has suspected Cirie yet. We then see Kate and Brandy talk quietly about who they think could be the traitor by writing down their suspect list on a little note. Basically, they really don't want anyone hearing them. It is like 18 people around here in like 3 or 4 rooms. Quinn then tells us that obviously one of the traitors is Kate. She is the only one who would kill Bam. We then see Michael, Kate, and Brandy all fight. The early part of the game is a piece of cake for Cirie so far. With all the naturally occurring drama, she basically doesn't have to do anything. So everyone goes to vote. And
I voted for Brandy. Michael. It wasn't Brandy that was causing the chaos yesterday. It was Michael.
Michael.
Kate.
Kate.
Michael, I voted for you.
Michael, I voted for you.
I voted for you, Brandy.
Brandy, I voted for you.
Brandy, I voted for you.
I voted for you, Kate.
Michael, I voted for you.
I had to vote Brandy.
Michael, I chose you because I believe you're a traitor.
Michael now has 6 votes. Brandy has 5.
Brandy.
Brandy, I voted for you.
I went with Brandy.
I'm not faithful.
Brandy down, 16 people remain. But more importantly is that Stephanie sees a note come out of Kate's jacket, so she picks it up, reads it, and secretly tells Cirie. Oh man, Stephanie must not even remotely suspect Cirie to tell her that. Clearly this game would be different with no prior relationships, but then, well, we wouldn't have this video right now. The traitors gather up and talk about who to kill next, and Cirie tells Cody and Christian about the note, mentions how Shelby and Amanda's names were on it. The traitors debate between Amanda, Shelby, or Azra, with Azra being their completely random choice. The next morning, Andy says, I am completely tapped out by being an introvert, and we see that Stephanie survived. Obviously. At this point, she's kind of in Cirie's back pocket as an informant, in my opinion. So, who was murdered?
In the words of Macbeth, 'twas a rough night. Especially for Azra.
So are we sure that Azra's the right choice?
It's brilliant because it would make everybody be like, wait, what?
Kyle made the comment today at the table about people being reserved. We get rid of Azra, that just looks bad on Kyle.
We leave the pawns in the castle that are going to create chaos. There's a lot of people skeptical of Kate, and there's a lot of people skeptical of Michael.
Let's stick to our theme, chaos in the castle. What do you think?
Chaos in the castle. Let's do it.
As we're down, 15 people remain. Cirie says breakfast is becoming less and less fun for her, but she can't let the others see her sweat. But Stephanie, with the knowledge of the note, says, I'm getting Kate out. Obviously, she's a traitor. I just need some proof to convince the others. Cirie then talks to Kate and says, I know you're a faithful, I'm a faithful, but I really don't think Michael is a traitor either. Cirie wants everyone who's creating drama to stay in this game as long as possible. And if Michael is ousted as a faithful, she'll look trustworthy, but she wants to keep him in because he's creating drama. Stephanie then starts telling everyone and their mother about the note, but it is too late for Kate. The Michael train has been in motion for too long, and Kate's kind of on the back burner. But then, for the first time all season, Cirie's name is mentioned.
There has to be a strong female traitor in the mix.
That's a celebrity.
Right. Behind the scenes, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Stephanie, what's going on with Cirie.
I would be a terrible traitor, I'm telling you.
I obviously found the clue. Gotta get rid of it. I need to destroy it. I gotta do something with it because I am the snake. I'm freaking out in my head. I'm thinking to myself, I have got to do something. I flipped the vote. There's only so much you can do.
Let's say Cirie's a traitor. Cirie would be good traitors.
There's absolutely no way. I know for a fact she's not.
I don't know either.
Kyle and Ryan stating that there must be one woman, and they seem to think this woman has to be a celebrity. So, and obviously they're right, could be a problem later on down the line. Where there's smoke, there's fire. So if you continue to bring up my name, you know, you could start something that could catch on.
Well. He is right. Thinking like production, there is no way every traitor would be a man. One of them has to be a woman. Quentin suspects that woman is Kate though. At the round table, Steph brings up the note and Kate tells the truth. She says, I no longer care about this game, but she sure as heck ain't a traitor. Quentin then says, come on Kate, we all know you're a traitor. Kyle then takes control of the discussion and says, ignore Kate, Michael is a traitor for sure. So they all go to vote and...
Michael, I'm sorry, I voted for you.
Kate, I voted for you.
I don't think Michael's a traitor, so I voted Kate.
Michael, I voted for you. I think you're a great traitor. Michael, I voted for you. Michael, I voted for you.
Michael, voted for you as well.
I voted for Kate.
My vote is for Kate.
5 votes for Michael. 4 votes for Kate.
Michael.
You're truly a faithful. We have some serious finger pointing to do.
Michael, sorry, buddy.
Michael, I voted for you.
Michael,
Michael, I voted for you. Nothing personal.
I am a faithful.
Michael down, 14 people remain. People, but namely Quentin, realize that we've been overlooking Kyle this whole time. He loves to change the subject, rally the troops, and get the person he wants out. But he's always wrong, so he must be a traitor, besides Kate, obviously. Now, I have been focused on Cirie and a little bit of Christian while ignoring Cody, but let me get you up to speed on what Cody is doing because he's just now becoming relevant. Cody on the show is the worst traitor. While he is boring to watch, Christian is a goofy wildcard, and Cirie is like an assassin. He's the weak link of the group. Cody's just smug, pretending to be superior to others while also overreacting all of the time. It's just not fun to watch. Personally, I think Rachel would have been a better traitor in his place, and she also comes from Big Brother, so they would have fulfilled their quota. The traitors all talk, and Cirie proposes Ryan or Kyle, and...
We send Kyle, it throws everybody off.
Why wouldn't Ryan do the same thing now? I know this your man. You and Ryan have a relationship outside of here. And don't tell me no, because I already know. So don't let we here together.
You're letting your head get to you right now. I never met him one time in my life.
Okay, then let's vote Ryan. I'm going along with the voting so far. I've been very passive, but tonight the vote will go the way I want it to go.
Why is Cirie so sure Cody knows Ryan from outside the game? Well, it's not explained on the show, so I do some research. Ryan, who on the show we're told is an Olympian, turns out he was also on Celebrity Big Brother 2. Cody won Big Brother 22, so they know each other. They both are part of the same game. Cody playing dumb hurts to watch. I really can't cringe much more than I already am. The next day at breakfast, Stephanie arrives and says, of course Kate is safe. She's a traitor. However, maybe I need to start reevaluating who else could be one and look at those who I may have been ignoring so far. Cirie then says Christian's acting is that of a B movie and Cody is being far too fidgety. If she were faithful, she says she would notice these things, so other people have to as well. But the real question is, who do they murder?
Poor, lovely, smiley Ryan. Gone, but not forgotten.
So you sure Ryan over Kyle?
Ryan makes people feel comfortable, and if that was what makes you feel threatened, then we should send Ryan.
Everyone loves Ryan. Guess what? Ryan dies tonight.
Last night, he did say to me, he had some people that he was questionable of. He said, you were one of them. But I was like, I don't know, dude. I was one of the ways. He was like, Rachel. And then me and Rachel. And so, like, he just said that to me right at the end of the thing. I don't know if he only said it to me or said it to other people. I'm like, I'm not bringing that up today at all to anybody. I'm not bringing that up today.
Ryan down, 13 people remain, but I'm completely baffled by what Cody just did, and so is Cirie. It doesn't make sense. It makes what Cirie said earlier even more credible. Bye-bye Cody's secret buddy, I guess. Kyle immediately recognizes that what Cody just told him is bollocks and says, this means Cody is a traitor. Yes, Kyle. Yes, he is. Anyone Kyle tells his story to seems to agree with him. However, Andy and Quentin say, actually, Kyle is the traitor. I mean, come on, Andy and Quentin. Can't you guys ever be right about anything? Cirie says, Kyle, since we're both faithfuls, I have to tell you that your name is being floated around. Kyle is shocked. He tells Cirie what Cody said, and Cirie says Cody may be an even worse traitor than Christian. Shots fired. We then go to the round table, and Andy starts it off by saying, Kyle, you're scrambling today and talking to a bunch of people and being defensive. It means you're a traitor. Nailed it, Andy. Nailed it. Kyle then says, no, Cody is the traitor. Obviously, I'm just playing the game as a faithful. Cirie is like, oh snap, this Cody thing may be getting out of hand. For Stephanie and Rachel though, they say all of this is just a distraction from Kate, the real traitor. Kate says, screw off, I'm loyal. So everyone goes to vote and...
my vote is for you, Kyle.
Kyle, I am voting for you.
Kyle, I voted for you.
Voted for Kate.
No surprise.
Kate, I truly believe you are a traitor.
Okay, thank you.
I voted Kate. No surprise.
I voted for you, Kyle.
I voted for you, Kyle.
I voted for Kate.
I voted for you, Kyle.
Sorry, buddy.
I went with you, Kyle. I'm sorry.
Kyle, I voted for you.
I'm faithful.
Oh!
Y'all got played yet again. So congratulations. Take note of who's planting those seeds because you guys are watering them and you're making them grow.
Kyle down, 12 people remain. Now you may be thinking that a good player here in Cody's position would just shut up and get the target off their back. No, that's not what happens. That would be good gameplay, as I just said. Instead, Cody, without any evidence or support to back up what he's saying, spreads Stephanie's name around, and she says, yeah, Cody's next. When the traitors meet up, the host pops in, and Cody, of course, overreacts like a first-year drama student, and the host says, tonight, you all choose 3 people to put on trial, aka you're telling everyone who the 3 eligible people are to be murdered the next time you meet up. No murdering anyone tonight. Why is that? Well, as it turns out, Amanda, a newbie faithful, caught COVID and was kicked out. Now on the show, we're just told that she had to leave, but I do some research once again, and turns out Amanda had COVID. So we are now down to 11 players. The traitors select Kate and Rachel for maximum drama, and Angelica to be their random player. When the names are revealed to everyone, Rachel and Kate flip out, which is what they wanted, and Angelica starts crying. Christian then tries to over-explain why he thinks the traitors nominated these people, and Cirie says again, shut up. Everyone starts muttering to each other about Cody being a traitor, but Quentin is the outlier and says, no, You know what? I stand by Cody. I trust him. He isn't a traitor. But then out of left field, the shield is introduced to the game. What is the shield? Well, basically, players walk into a room, open a box, and if they're lucky, they get the shield. And this makes them safe from murder. AKA, think of it like an individual immunity idol in Survivor. Ari wins this, and it's anticlimactic. Nobody was killing Ari. We then see a pivotal conversation take place between Christian and Cirie.
Oh, he's too emotional. Put a target on his back. Hang on, revolver. Okay, what I'm scared of? What? I gotta go. Cody, I vote for you. Looking right there next to him.
I'm feeling uneasy right now heading into the round table because if I vote to banish Cody and not everyone else votes for Cody, this could backfire horribly on me. If Cody survives the round table and we have to continue to work as a team, it could be terrible.
Wow, will they actually turn this early? I mean, I kind of want it to happen, but we'll see if they do. They may not have a choice though, as Stephanie says, she would rather die than not knock out Cody in this game. A little extreme, Stephanie, but I get the point. We then have the roundtable discussion where after multiple people literally dismiss Rachel as not being a traitor, Cody persists and says she definitely is. I wonder if this is personal for Cody, considering how they know each other outside the game, though I do find it hilarious when Rachel says Cody is overacting. He's been doing it the whole time. Preach it, Rachel, preach it. So everyone goes to vote, and
it ain't personal. It's just game.
Cody, I voted for you. I'm so sorry.
Rachel, I voted for you. You are a traitor.
Cody, if I was a traitor, I would be acting just like you.
Cody, I wish that you and I could have worked together.
So I voted for you, Kate.
I voted for Rachel.
Cody.
Sorry, man.
Cody.
My vote was for you, Cody.
I am a traitor.
See you in New Jersey, Cody.
Absolutely.
Cody is backstabbed. 10 people remain. Shelby was the only one who didn't express joy when he was eliminated and revealed that he was a traitor, and people noticed this. Cirie and Christian then talk about who to murder next, and they conclude that drama is good for them. So there's only one logical conclusion.
Angelica's murder?
Yeah. The battle is won, but the war is far from over.
Who are we murdering?
Angelica.
Angelica doesn't really make decisions that well when it comes to the round table. She's swayed too easily, nudged too easily. All it takes is one bad day for someone to say, Christian and Cirie are sketch. And she,
Exactly. If we want to add money to the pot, I'd rather have Rachel.
I would too, because she works her tail off.
Who is also a shield because
A shield and suspect.
Right.
So, Angelica, that's a decision.
Angelica down, 9 people remain. Kate and Rachel are still there. With everyone now piling on Shelby after not reacting the way they thought was appropriate, Cirie talks to her and Shelby says, actually, I'm just drained and I miss my kids. Cirie says, I totally get it. When I played on Survivor the first time, I had a 5-year-old son that I felt the same way about. So again, this episode, there is a shield, and again, Ari wins it. So it doesn't matter. Stephanie then again says Cirie can't be a traitor, but Christian might be. However, she tells some people that coming into this game, Cirie wanted to be a traitor and was disappointed when that didn't happen. Cirie's like, whoa, hold up, what? Because Andy rats out this information to Cirie, and Cirie says, the heck, I don't want to be a traitor. No, not me. Though she says it in a lot more convincing fashion than the way I just joked about. She tells Andy, I am a faithful until the end. Andy buys this hook, line, and sinker. So at the round table, Cirie says, everyone, I want to make sure you know, I'm a faithful.
Once and for all, I am not a traitor. I'm not upset that I'm not a traitor. I don't know where it started. He said, she said, they said, we said, but you can hear it from me, myself, and I. I'm not upset. And please, please, if there's any question, please just come ask me and I will clarify it for anybody.
And I was joking, I'm saying, oh, Cirie would be a good traitor.
Cirie? I mean, I never thought about her, but there's some animosity towards somebody that nobody was thinking about.
With that out of the way, the Shelby train is going strong, as many people say she started the show happy, and now she seems distant from them all. Is this traitor behavior? I don't know. Well,
I voted for Rachel.
Shelby, I voted for you tonight.
Shelby.
I'm going with you, Shelby.
I voted for Stephanie.
Shelby.
Shelby, I voted for you.
Shelby, I voted for you.
I am a faithful.
Oh, Shelby.
I'm in complete and total shock right now. I was positive she was a traitor.
Shelby down, 8 people remain. The traitors need to knock out 4 more people and they will reach the final bonfire. I will explain that when it comes up. But basically, 4 more people will be murdered or voted out. So at this point, the show is excellent, amazing, a 9 out of 10 show. My only gripe is I wish the challenges had actual weight, but otherwise it is wonderful and balanced. I say all of this because no matter how many times I see this upcoming twist, I can't help but think, why? Why did anyone think this late in the game is the time to do this specific nonsensical twist?
Now you have the opportunity to bring someone into your murderous game. Tonight, you will recruit a faithful to join you.
Let's do it.
It has to be Ari.
That's it.
See what I mean? What a crap twist. Let's think about it. We are now in episode 8 out of 10. Cirie and Christian don't need another person helping them, and this is a huge blow to the faithful. Plus, people have mostly assessed each other, and Ari has acted like faithful this whole time because he was one. So yeah, this is dumb. Instead of it being 6-2 in favor of the faithfuls, it's now only 5-3. And we already know who holds all the power. It's so dumb. Well, that morning at breakfast, everyone sees that no one is murdered. So Christian does not take Cirie's advice and chooses to talk way too much.
After the last round table, I was recruited to be a traitor. What? I clearly said no.
Oh.
And I know this puts a massive target on my back. I don't really care.
What are you talking about? Like, what are you doing? I really don't know if anybody is buying it. It's like cringeworthy, horrible acting.
Yikes, and I thought what Cody did was bad. This was too oddly specific, but imagine with me if Ari wasn't a traitor, something like this would feel like there would be dire consequences to losing Christian, but in this case, there really isn't. Stephanie says this is bad. That story sounds like something a traitor would say because who wouldn't accept that invitation? I don't know what it is with traitors not named Cirie talking too much, but then Ari talks to Stephanie and Rachel and says, I thought if they were to pick a new traitor, they would have picked me. I mean, am I taking crazy pills? Shut up. So for the only time in this entire video, I want to talk about challenge only because it ties into Cirie's story since the first episode of her first season on Survivor. And well, why don't I just show you?
The teams must split into 2 and enter different sides of the cabin.
Okay, come on.
Each side holds a different fate. They must solve a puzzle to figure out the combinations to each other's padlocks to escape.
Talk to me through the can.
We're okay.
Okay.
All right.
If it wasn't for Kate, I would have quit.
So much has changed for Cirie, and yet not as much as one might think. For those not knowing what I'm talking about, she expressed a great fear of bugs her first season playing on Survivor. Oh, and I need to mention, for the 3rd time in a row, Ari gets the shield. Cool. Who cares? Let's just get to the round table where the traitors hold 3 of the 8 votes.
What's the sad face for?
I'm sorry.
You're not. Sadly, I don't think it's gonna matter.
Reach. I am going with my gut. I think you're a traitor.
That's wrong.
I voted for you, Rachel.
Oh, shocker.
I voted for you, Kate. I mean, congratulations, Kate. You're a great traitor.
Rachel, I voted for you. Shocker. Rachel.
I did vote for you, Rachel.
I know you did.
If I'm wrong, I'm so sorry.
You know you're wrong.
I'm a faithful. Good luck.
Yep, Rachel is gone, even after Christian's public nonsense. Oh, and the traitors get to kill someone tonight, so we're down to 7 people right now, but soon it will be 6 with them having half the numbers. What a crap twist. Everyone does say with Rachel gone that Christian has to go next, and the traitors gather and talk, and it sounds like for them, they're gonna kill either Quentin or Stephanie. So, what happens?
Stephanie, a survivor no more.
Oh, we gotta get rid of Steph.
Yeah, just to release you from any suspicion.
Right.
That too, yeah.
That is the biggest, honestly, that's the biggest reason.
This one kind of hurts me that I can't figure a way to save her.
Stephanie was on you and is still talking all day about it.
Well, she won't be talking tomorrow.
You know, and yesterday I started thinking maybe Cirie. She may have just murdered me. If I find out she's a traitor.
Wow, Stephanie is gone and only 6 people remain. I feel like she would have been an easy person to drag to the end, but to be fair, Quentin is the worst player in this game with how he reads situations and Traitors, so I can see why you drag him over Stephanie. We then see Christian starting to spread Ari's name around, and again he states his story and how they tried to recruit him, and he said, no way. He even says, what if Ari and Cirie are the traitors? Dude, shut up. So at the round table, it's time. Do they turn on their own or eliminate a faithful?
Christian, I think you're hilarious and smart and amazing.
I'm with Kate.
Kate, I voted for you.
Christian.
Christian.
So I had to vote for you, Christian.
I am not a faithful. I am a traitor.
Christian down, 5 people remain. It makes sense to vote him off if their desire is not to split the $250,000. However, I have to mention that Quentin voted for Kate, and Quentin tells everyone, I promise you, I'm not a traitor. I know I've never voted correctly, but I am not a traitor. The host then tells everyone that there will be no more murders, just one more vote and then the final bonfire of truth. So we hear from Cirie when she says,
now we're down to the final 5. It's just going to get brutal. I am focused solely on getting to the end and winning that prize. I've been trying to win a prize for my family ever since the first time I played Survivor in 2005. And I always mess up by playing emotionally right at the end. Do I lead with emotions or do I lead with strategy? What strategically will propel me to the end of the game?
So at this time, Quentin, Andy, and Cirie have pledged as faithfuls, wink wink, to stand by each other, so either Ari or Kate is being voted off next. Quentin wants Kate, and I can see the logic. There have been 2 male traitors so far, and surely the show would have picked one woman as well, especially in 2023. Though this was filmed in 2022, just bear with me here. So at the round table, Cirie says, let's do this, guys. Let's end this game as faithfuls. She is being so evil. Everyone goes to vote, and
Quentin, if you are faithful, I also will be going home with nothing.
Kate.
I voted for you, Quentin. So I gotta say it. I voted for you, Kate.
And these are true tears, and this is true heart.
I am a faithful.
I am shocked. I mean, obviously, I thought she was a traitor.
Never would have saw that coming, but I have to give so much respect to Kate.
Kate is out, and it is now the final 4. If I were a faithful and I just saw Kate get uncovered as a non-traitor, my eyes would be on Cirie. Surely, one strong woman was picked to be a traitor, especially a returnee from another show. This almost seems like common sense, but it's not. Andy and Quentin say we're not voting off any more people. This is the final 4 and we will split this pot. I can see why Cirie brought them to the end. They are goats being dragged to the slaughter. The host then explains that at this final bonfire, everyone gets to choose whether they want to end the game or remove someone else. If they choose green, that means they want to finish the game. And if they throw in red, that means they want to vote again. Only one person needs to throw in a red. So,
Maddie? Andy? Now it's Quentin's decision. Cirie.
Oh, man.
Holy crap, Ari is a goner. I didn't know if Cirie would split the pot with him, but no, turns out she's not going to. Believe it or not, Ari immediately knows he is screwed. Cirie and her minions are just gonna vote him out, so he says, that's okay, I'll just leave. He quits. Cirie says, I did all the work and Ari didn't come in till the very end. I'm not sharing anything with him. So now it is time. How does everyone vote?
Andy. And now it's Quentin's decision.
Y'all are my family, and there's no one else I'd rather split this money with.
I wouldn't want to win at this point with anyone else.
Cirie, you have the final vote. If you're all faithful, you will share that $250,000. Andy, are you a faithful or a traitor?
Yeah, I'm not fazed by the celebrities. I mean, they're people too. But that's exactly why people won't see me coming.
Never had it in me to be a traitor, y'all. I'm a faithful.
a lot of things I'm willing to do to get the coin, but backstab and run over people is not me. I am a faithful.
I am a faithful at heart, but I'm a traitor in this game.
The reaction shots of Quentin and Andy are gold. Like, no duh, there was a woman traitor. Cirie wins, and she played a masterful game. Even if Ari hadn't joined the Traitors, I truly think Cirie would have gotten rid of Christian and she still would have won. She was playing so well, so far above everyone else. She set the bar too high for season 2 of the show, because believe it or not, this is season 1 of the American version. From the moment they picked her, it felt like they put a shark in a sea of minnows. Everyone else didn't really stand a chance. As I said before, this is an incredibly fun show to watch, and there's even a reunion episode where everyone gets really mad at Cirie for beating them and acts incredibly salty and self-righteous. And believe it or not, one of those people, Cody. Of course, who would have thunk? So what do you think about Cirie Fields? Should she stop being on these kinds of shows or keep playing on more reality game shows? Comment below and let me know. Thanks for watching, and doubly thanks for liking and subscribing. See you all next time.